Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching us from. This is 𝐷𝐀𝐌𝐈𝐋𝐘, and this is Identity Fridays on 𝐷𝐀𝐌𝐈𝐋𝐘 platform. Welcome on board. Now it's Friday. Friday. So we are happy. We are here to bring you uh, great content in terms of identity, spiritual aspect of life, how to basically fix your internal world that will actually reflect into your external world and surroundings. So welcome on board. Thank you so much for taking this moment, not to be somewhere in a bar taking two for the road, not to be in a chaotic and noisy place, but to be here to actually join hands and join minds to actually basically fix our people's identities. This is a platform that was designed to help you overcome anger, to help you overcome the spirit of evil, to help you overcome doubt, to help you overcome anxieties, false identities, overthinking, overreacting to nature, and overreacting to your parents. We also help you overcome your parents because they tried to remodel you into their own image and you became just like them. So you are suffering because you overreacted to the identities of your parents. So this is a very interesting platform because we realized that most people are depressed, most people are suffering from things they totally have control over. And most of you are actually passing judgment on yourself for what you've done in the past. Some of you are actually getting depressed for what is supposed to happen in the future, and you don't have the both. You don't have the past, you don't have the future. So we decided to come up with a platform that not only uh, will help you fix yourself in terms of that depressive state or that anxious state, but also it will help you overcome the evil nature that was actually imparted in you by your parents, which you ended up overreacting to, and you became who you are at this moment in time. So this is a very interesting platform. If you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel, 𝐷𝐀𝐌𝐈𝐋𝐘. We also have another platform that teaches you about health, basically the physical and the mental health. So we combine that with this to make sure you are a perfect human being. And the moment they say perfect human being, people start asking me, uh, how can I be perfect if I'm just human? I answer that question by telling you, if you're thinking you're not perfect, who are you actually comparing yourself to? I think that should be a discussion for us someday. That why do you think you're not perfect yet? From inside you, you're a daughter of God, you're a son of God. You have the spirit of God and good inside you. So then how do you end up thinking that you're not perfect? It's because somebody loaded into your head that you're not perfect and you believed and you became. However, tonight, I'm introducing to you a new and a good topic that is about family and dating. Why are you having all these problems in dating and relationships and even marriage? Could it be because the family background plays a very important role in this one? And of course, the answer is yes, because family is everything. And tonight we will discuss that, and as we go through it, you'll get to learn new things about it, because family is our greatest institution. It's actually the greatest institution. And I've told you multiple times that relationships and marriage are things that are actually ordained by God. A marriage is an institution, all right? You can't go into it half-heartedly. You can't go into it with one foot. Just the same way you cannot go to school with one foot. Most of you are suffering because you've decided your marriage has to be part-time. You cannot step in with one foot and think, oh, you know what, I'll come out of it if it doesn't work. That is the wrong idea. That's possibly the reason why you actually are angry at your husband or angry at your wife, and that's why you're struggling. So yes, family is our greatest institution and is the major stabilizer of the society, and also just basically the framework of our children growing to become who they actually were designed to be by God. So I'm going to talk to you about that, how family gets to mess up how family gets to mess up our relationships and our marriages, and how we ended up where we are in terms of the depressive states that we are going through. But meanwhile, allow me to say hi to some individuals, and as you join in, kindly consider either liking, subscribing, or sharing, because once you do that, there's a lot of information that we learn from these programs. And I think the Identity Friday, I don't even have to put a title on it. I don't have to label it, oh, today we are going to talk about this. No. It's a show that I actually come here and share my views about life. We listen to your views also. Once you do that, we create a rapport, and we come to an area where we have what we call concordance. Your views matter, my views matter, but we must strike a deal that will actually find solutions to human suffering. So karibuni sana. All of you who are joining in, I welcome you on board, and I hope that you get to enjoy this and learn something new from this. So karibu. As you come in, say, tell us where you're watching us from so that I can actually shout out to people from your area code. If you're on YouTube, kindly, as you join in, like the live so that you can actually get to reach to more people. Good. Amazing. Blessed girl from Burundi, welcome on board. I see Nature Heals Healthcare from Zambia. Watching from Dubai, that is Jano Jens. I see you. Baby Love, I see you. Welcome on board. Agi from Voi. Amazing to have you here, Agi. Julie from Kimilili. Birta Nool from Somalia. From Saudi, who is this? From Saudi Arabia. I didn't see your name. 40 from Moyale, I see you. Where in Moyale, my brother? Or my sister? Tuned in from USA. Who is that? That's the user. Mercy from Kitale. From Luanda, Faye. Jambo sana Faye. Net tuned in also. I see somebody from Qatar. Net from Qatar. Pre-owned from Kileleshwa. And Bahrain, Eric Mbaka. Uganda, we have Akisoferi. Somebody's from Silent. Amazing. Moyale Silent, I see you, brother. Good. Birta Nur, you are doing great work. Thank you. Amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Kim has joined in. I see you. So from my YouTube, I see who is here. Thank you for liking the live. The moment you just join in, just like the live. Why? Because it do not cost you anything. Doctor, South Africa is in the house. That is DMS. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Lamek Miruka. Miruka sounds like a kissing name. Miruka. Lamek. How are you, brother? Thank you so much, tall guy. Amazing to have you here. Piritu Ambo is in the building. I see you. I see Eddie Owiti. Saf is in the building. Joe Aboboge is in the building. Jay Opande. Rafael Alfredo, I see you. Salome Washira. Harmony K. Ingaduli. I tuned in from the UK. Jen Mwendo, I see you. I see Sarah Natongo. Sarah Davids, Friday it is. I see you. Says K. Easter. Ooh, there's Easter. I almost forgot. There is Easter. Nyar Mugirango is in the building. Oh, it's Easter, my friends. Nerima Unganga, I see you. From Homa Bay, I see Kate Nduta, Daniel Njeru, Catherine Wanjohi from Nairobi. Daniel Lichuma. Happy to join, Doc. My first day on Identity Fridays. Welcome on board. Hoping to fix myself and tuned in from Samburu, Kwale County. Amazing. Amazing. Karibu sana. Sit back and enjoy this platform, okay? Pauline Wangoi from Nyeri. Sasha K from the United States of A. Tauchen. Hey, this is what? Hey, what a name, my friend. The Unchained. Oh, okay. So why did you join it? Why don't you just separate it to the Unchained Mind? Why would you write the whatever? Just write the Unchained Mind. Always a pleasure to have all of you here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into this. We have a long conversation, and then we request if you're on TikTok, you can simply join in and start having a conversation with that. Nyasak from Utawala. So yes, if you're on TikTok, start requesting to be a guest, because this conversation is going to become a whole load of conversation. Tonight I have some good tamarind juice from so if you see me nikifinya macho, do not start thinking that I'm going back to JD. No, this is not JD. This is amazing fermented tamarind juice. Good. So welcome on board. So we've said, and I remind you, that every child thrives in a family of two, mother and father. Now remember, always we have an order of God. That God above men, men above women, women above children. That order should never be distorted. If that order is distorted by any means, let's say there's an absence of a father, or the father is weak, his weaknesses will make the wife or the mother to resent him, and this resentment shall be channeled to the children. Thank you so much, AK, for the gifts. It shall be channeled to the children, and these children will start to suffer. So all of us, we are actually born in the nature of evil. How? Because we got born from parents who were angry at each other, but because of the society views and all that, our mothers and our fathers stuck together. They wanted to please the society, so they stuck together, and their anger was stuck in that marriage. So children got to suffer because of this union. I call it union because most marriages are just unions between two people. They are not ordained by God. So because of the pressure that was coming from the societies, our father could not leave our mother could not leave our father, because it was required of them to raise children together. And that's where the problem came in, because women are constantly longing for strong men, men who are decisive, men who can lead, men who understand. Actually, men who are men. Let me just use that word men. But it's so amusing that nowadays you have to teach men how to be men. Look at that statement. Just listen to that statement clearly. That nowadays we have to teach men how to be men. Does it even make sense to you? You see, the role of a father to a son is to act as a role model and as an example. That's the first role of a father to a son. The father is supposed to act as a role model to a son, so that a son grows imitating and emulating his father. But when fathers are weak, sons suffer because they don't have a role model from home. So they will end up adapting anything. That's why a lot of masculine coaches are having a lot of followers out here, because our sons have no identities. They have to now seek identities from outside, from the internet. So masculine coaches are teaching our sons how to behave, when the same sons have a father in the home. What does that tell you? It tells you our fathers are so weak. And our fathers were dominated by their mothers. So inside them, they were remodeled by their mothers, and they became just like their mothers. And their fathers did not protect them from being remodeled into their mothers' images, because our fathers were so weak, they were afraid of our mothers. And why is that? It's because they hated our mothers without even knowing, because they hated their mothers. So any man who, actually most men hate their mothers. Most men, not all, but most men hate their mothers, because their mothers try to recondition them into their own image. When you're raising a child as a mother, every time you teach this child to do these types of things, to avoid these types of things, you're actually teaching this child to avoid the mistakes that you did. That's why you lie to people that experience is the best teacher. That's a lie. Whose experience? Your experience will make you your best teacher, not other people's teachers. So what happens is, our mothers remodeled us into their own image, because they're the ones who raised us. Our fathers were absent trying to chase paper. And it's the role of a father to protect a son or a daughter from the emotions and the anger that is coming from the mother, because the woman's nature is the nature of anger and emotions. That's her nature. That's why a man comes in to stabilize these emotions. So if there's an absence of a father figure or a husband in a woman's life, it's so chaotic. There's a lot of chaos. And that's why it's only fair that children grow in a family that has both the father and the mother. So our mothers remodeled us into their own image. We became just like them. So from inside us, we harbored the identities of our mothers. And because God did not design us to become our mothers, we hated our mothers for this. But we didn't know. We thought that that was the best way we should have been raised. When that happened, now we became just like our mothers. When we became just like our mothers, we hated them. But guess what? So we kept on growing up and trying to run away from our mothers. The problem is, whatever you're running away from, you'll end up attracting. And most of you know this. This is one of the reasons why single mothers will raise single mothers so easily. Not all, but most. They will raise single mothers. This is the reason why a drunkard father will raise a drunkard son. You see that? Because what happens is, you remodel me into your own image as my parent, I become just like you. Now I resent you, but when I resent you, I become who I resent. I became my father, I became my mother. So I adapted the weaknesses of my father, I adapted the anger of my mother, I adapted the insecurities of my mother, I adapted the doubt, the fear from my mother, because I wasn't protected as a child. Now guess what happens? I ran away from my mother. I'm hoping that when I get into campus, I'll be now free. I've been free all the time, but I didn't know. But now I'm thinking, now that I'm in campus, because most of you get to experience the freedom in campus. When we were told, oh, you know what? That in campus, ladies are easy to come by. Imagine that nonsense. So you're basically studying in high school to become the best version of yourself in high school, so that when you get to campus, you get to attract a lot of women, because they are easy to come by and they are free. That is one of the ideas that we had when we wanted to join campus. We knew that there I have freedom and there will be women there as a man. Imagine that nonsense. So we went there, and now we are free. We are not near our parents. We are not answerable to them anymore. We are far. We can lie and survive with that. We try to exercise who we are. But that messes us up, because we end up attracting, if I'm a man, I end up attracting a woman who is an exact image of my mother. we end up becoming the exact image of who we are running away from. So I ran away from my mother, and every woman that I attracted was an exact image of my mother. Very chaotic, very insecure, an overthinker, sometimes obese. But I attract her only that she's in a different body. So some will come in slim bodies, some will come in fat bodies, some will come with light skin and dark skin. But the character inside them is a character that actually I am portraying from inside me. That is my mother. So I became my mother and end up attracting my mother for a relationship. If you're a daughter, you resent your mother, you resent your father, you end up attracting a male who is exactly the weakest one, just like your father. So you resent your father, thank you, 𝐃𝐀𝐌𝐈𝐋𝐘. You resent your father, you become your father, you end up attracting your father for a male. So if your father was a drunkard and your mother made you hate your father because he's a drunkard, trust me, you are going to attract a drunkard as a boyfriend. And to you, you will think we are having fun. Oh, my boyfriend, we go out and have fun. You will be thinking that way. But the real sense is you've attracted your father and you are running away from him, right? So whatever you're running away from will always come back to you. So therefore, we are here to tell you that these are not generational curses. No, we are here to tell you that this is just lack of an identity, and you can be the first one in that family to break that curse. Oh, I've seen a lot of people, I've counseled a lot of people, ladies who come out and tell me, specifically from the Kikuyu nation, they come out and tell me, oh, you know what, we named, I don't know if they named daughters after their mothers or something. So then they end up saying that those children that are named after my grandmother are always crazy. They're always chaotic. They're always this way. All these problems are following us. They either kill themselves or they kill people because of the name of our grandmother, because we are named after this grandmother. That is a lie. What you're suffering from is lack of an identity. And that is what is actually leading you, because you see, you're born as a child with one identity, the identity of good. The spirit of good was inside you because you're a daughter and son of God. So definitely you're born with the spirit of God. But immediately you pop out of your mother's womb, the conditioning starts immediately. The lies begin immediately. You're taught how to lie, you're taught how to play a victim, you're taught how to overreact, you're taught how to demand, you're taught how to look for love, you're taught how to behave. So your parents teach you this, and then you go to school, more conditioning comes in. And then from there, the church conditions you, the mosque, they condition you to be a certain type of person. Everybody is trying to model you into their own image. And now you're picking multiple identities along the way. And as you pick those multiple identities along the way, you become chaotic, because the only person who is supposed to teach you about God is your biological father. Because your biological father is your earthly representation of God. He is your God on earth, because he's the creator. So if you don't have a relationship with your biological father, what happens is you lack an identity. You will end up attracting different identities, because from inside, you are empty and you are hollow. So what is happening is you're constantly looking for a father figure to fill that gap. You will look for anything to fill that gap, including chasing a career, chasing money in the name of I'm chasing paper. I need to be financially stable. You get the finances, but you still realize you're very empty. Why? Because you don't have perfect peace. You lacked a father figure and you have that hole. Therefore, your connection with your biological father is very intact. It should be very intact, because that is a reflection of your relationship with God. If you hate your biological father, you hate God. You hate the truth. And apparently, most of the children are not hating their fathers for no good reason. They have been taught to hate their fathers by their mothers. And I'm telling you this for free. You will not want your children to hate you for your weaknesses. We understand that our fathers were weak, and that's how our mothers ended up resenting them. Because our mothers were looking for somebody to lead them, to provide for them, and to actually humble their emotions. But because our fathers were weak, because they hated their mothers, our mothers became angry at them, and this anger was projected to us. And now we became angry. We learned how to be angry. We learned how to overreact to things. So we are messed up because of the anger that was taught to us by our mothers. But guess what? Your biological father is supposed to be strong enough to deal with the devil, the demon sometimes that comes up from the head of your mother. You see those questions that come in, they call them shit tests. Those questions that come in from a woman every time. These questions are very intentional. They are so designed to be there that way. That's the nature of a woman. She has to be insecure. She has to be she has to be emotional. She has to get angry and overreact over things. But the only one who is supposed to stabilize these things is a strong man. So women are constantly looking for this strong man. Unfortunately, these women who are looking for a strong man are raising sons to become women. Hello? Women are looking for strong man, or a strong man or strong men, who are very, which of which this number is very minimal. The same women are raising sons to become women. So you apply nail polish on your son's nails, you dye the son's hair, you do a curl kit, you make those dreadlocks to your son, and you take your son to a salon. You are this emotional lover. Trust me, sons don't need emotional love, because that emotional love is a lot of evil. That romantic love that people think about, it's so much evil, because it's an emotional love. Emotions are supposed to be put on the ground, and the only person to stabilize emotions in a woman is a strong man. We are deficient of a nation of strong men. And this is the major challenge that we are experiencing. And it's going to get worse, because the ratio of single mothers who are raising sons that are coming in, I told you not to mention that word single mother. Just say the ratio of mothers who are coming in, raising sons on their own, is high. Why is it high? Because sons that we are raising are unable to stand up and take responsibility. They are willing to ejaculate, but they cannot take responsibility for their own ejaculation. So then women end up resenting them. And that is what is going to happen all along. I'm telling you, it's going to happen all along. So family is the greatest institution to raise children. And when I say family, I mean a man and a woman. I'm not saying you as a gay couple, you go and adopt children. That is not a family. A family unit is supposed to be a man and a woman. That's what God intended. So let's call evil, evil. We are not going to sugarcoat things just because, oh, they will do this, they will do that. I'm telling you for free. A gay marriage is not a marriage. That's not. By the time you're just pushing the agenda to defend it, like this is a gay marriage, it should tell you that it's the wrong idea. Because nobody says, oh, human beings have hands. Nobody cares if you have hands. They know you're supposed to have hands. So it's natural. So when it's natural, nobody talks about it. But when you get it being shoved through your throat, simply understand that is not a marriage. So a gay marriage, a lesbian marriage, those are not marriages. Those are evil unions. So a man and a woman, they are supposed to raise children. Okay? Because all of them come with different qualities. And when they come with different qualities, these qualities are the ones that actually make these children a better human being. So you look at it this way. If you are in the umbrella generation, you decided, you made a choice that I'm going to marry a man. That's not even marriage. You're going to be in a union with a man. So you know very well that's unnatural. It's not going to raise you children. But you become so emotional when you're told the truth, because you're running away from the truth. So you know you're a woman, and you end up getting involved with another woman. You know there are no children to be involved here. There's no generation. It's going to die. And then you decide, let me adopt a child. Now, I really wonder, because I think most people are just gay, but they are hiding, because there are men who actually ask for anal sex from their women. If a man does that, that man is gay. Let's be clear about that. If a man asks sex from a woman, anal sex from a woman, that man is gay. Number two, if you end up having a threesome, you are gay. If you end up having a threesome, you are gay. Accept and move on. So these people end up having a union. They decide that we're not going to have children. Of course they know. And then they decide to adopt a child from a straight couple. You tell me that straight couple is not gay. That you as a straight couple, you decide, you know what, I'm going to give my child to a gay couple to raise this child. I'm a mindo wazimu. Am I the mad person here? Like you like you make a same choice as an adult, that I'm going to marry a same-sex person, so no children. My generation is going to end there. And then you decide, let me adopt children. And now, where are you going to adopt those children from? From other gay couples? From other lesbians? And then when you ask that question, you become so jittery. By the way, people from the LGBTQ are the only ones who don't want to be questioned. They know that their root is the end. They can't be questioned. There are also other religions that don't want to be questioned. That when you question that religion, you are told, you know what, you are going to make me sin. You know that? So therefore, you can impose what you want on people, but you will not be asked questions. So you decide, I have decided to marry a woman and get children. Now you decide you will not marry a woman, you will marry a fellow man, and then you decide to come to me to adopt my children, and I give you the children to adopt. So how will you teach my children to make a family? How? What is a family? How will you teach my children to be either women or men? If you are indecisive, if you don't even know and understand yourself, how will you raise somebody's child? Unless that couple is also gay. Because I don't understand how a straight couple can decide, let us, we are unable to raise a child as a straight couple. Let's give these children to gay. Anyway, wacha tuachana. How couples watuambia, are you straight or are you gay? Because I don't see how that works. I don't see. You cannot choose, you cannot be here and here at the same time. You're either here or here. So the problem is we have distorted the family unit, and I'll show you how this story of LGBT came in, because it's actually an intentional move to destroy the family unit. That is the truth. So this is what is happening. So we have God above men, men above women, and women above children, right? That is the order of life. If you distort that order of life, children will suffer. They will become problems. They will become gay. They will become the umbrella. They will become fearful. They will be overthinking. They will be indecisive. They will become liars. They will become killers and murderers. They will become all these issues because that family unit is distorted. That order of God, the spiritual order of God, is distorted. This has nothing to do with Islam. This has nothing to do with Christianity. This is the spiritual order of life, and it has to be maintained. If you understand that order, you as a man, you will know, you will never look up to a woman to provide for you, because the order is you to provide for the woman and the children. So you will not look up to a woman to provide for you, but look at you sharing bills with that woman. You will not look up to a woman to lead you because you are born to lead. The woman is born to align to you and follow you. But because you are weak, she has to take a chance to lead. And now she resents you because you've allowed her to become masculine. Now you decide, I want to stick in a bar until 2 a.m. I don't want to go home because home there's a lot of masculine energy. Women don't become masculine. Women are born and they live feminine all their lives. Men are the ones who have become feminine. So when you become feminine, you expect women to step up and they adapt masculine roles. Women can never be masculine. They only adapt masculine roles because of our weaknesses as men. So when that order is distorted, let's say you have no father. So let's say a woman is raising children without the father. Where is the love coming from? She does not know how to love the children because there's no love. Because love is supposed to flow from God to the man, man to the woman to the children. Now there's no love because there's absence of the father figure. That is one. Number two, if the father is present but he is weak, these women resent him because women resent a weak man. Allow me to tell you this for free. Women are always interested in controlling the man. That is true. They are always interested in controlling the man. But that is in their thoughts. On the ground, women don't like controlling a man. They don't like a man they can control. This is why women resent sugar daddies with all they have. Women resent sugar daddies with all they have. The only reason why they're there is because they lack an identity. But they resent sugar daddies with all they have. So when you distort that family order, that there's no man or there's a weak man, the woman suffers. She becomes angry at the weak man or the absent man. And this anger is now channeled to the children. So sometimes she shouts at the children and she's thinking that she's actually raising them the right way. Sometimes she overreacts and makes noise to this child. And this child does not like that noise. But this child has no idea of how to be raised to be a grown-up. So this child thinks that shouting is actually my mother raising me in the right way. That's why when you tell a guy or a boy that you're actually sounding like a woman, do you see how they overreact? Like you tell a boy, hey, my friend, you're so feminine, you behave like a woman. These sons become so angry. These boys become so angry. Why? Because inside them they have anger. And you've just triggered them by actually talking about somebody that raised them. So the anger in them has now found a chance to be exercised. Oh, these guys can actually come out with your throat. But you listen to them talking, mama, 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 mama. You're like, bro, brother. Even your mother is looking up to you to actually show her some leadership. But look at you here. sounding mama, mama, left, right, and center. This is the reason why these same boys will end up looking for older women. Hello? They will end up looking for older women because to them, a woman should lead, a woman should be older, and a woman should provide. You tell me if a younger woman can do these things to an older man. You tell me if I'm 35 and I'm dating a 21 or a 25-year-old, how would she provide for a 35-year-old man? How? She can't, because it's only natural that this older one has to provide for me. Okay? So therefore, this also brings up questions in terms of these celebrity marriages that we see all over, that a man has decided to marry an older woman, way older. And he's so emotional about it because anytime you are looking for love, it means you're empty, you didn't have a father figure, so you're actually looking for somebody to fill that hole. So anytime you're looking for love from a woman, you're actually looking for your mother, because women are only capable of loving their children. So when men are constantly looking for love, this is why I tell you, men, stop telling us the type of woman that you want. Even women, stop telling people the type of man that you want, because it's so unnatural for a woman to look for a man. It's so unnatural. You stay feminine, you will attract a man. But if you keep telling us, oh, I'm looking for a tall, dark, and handsome, a guy without a tummy and all that, listen, this guy is there, but this guy is not interested in you, because you are looking for a man. It's unnatural for a woman to look for a man. You are designed to attract a man. Stay feminine, stay young, stay patient. Fix your identity. A man will come. Always, he will come. He will. But you have decided to lack an identity and then fall for the pressure that, you know what, you are 27, you need to leave this house. And you've seen how mothers do. Mothers will always become chaotic with their daughters. When a daughter gets to 23, 24, 25, it's now chaos in the house. The evil or the demon in the mother starts to come out. And this demon is telling the mother, chase this woman out. There's a lot of competition here. There's a lot of attention that is coming from the father to the daughter. Chase this daughter out. Now the mother becomes so chaotic. There's always noise in that house between the mother and the daughters. So that pressure is making daughters get married to the wrong people because they don't have an identity. They're just looking for a way out of this home. They're looking to run away because you can imagine how a mother is actually pushing her daughter to just get out and go find a sugar daddy somewhere. And the father is there, weak as crazy. He's there trying to support the idea, but he doesn't know if he should support the idea. He's trying to just side with the woman, with the mother, so that he doesn't upset the mother. Because most of us men are so weak that we cannot even correct women. We are so weak. We are afraid of women because we hate them. So we hate these women and we become so afraid of them, we cannot even correct them. So when they are doing these things, we are even afraid of telling them, hey, that is not right. Because we are thinking if we tell them that, they will leave us and we will become lonely. You know, I am lonely. I am looking for love from a woman. You know, if mama is not there, I am empty, I am hollow. Ay. Mama is everything. You know, mama has supported my journey all through. It's so, hey. Yatawe. Yakata. Eh? Men hate women. Let me tell you why men hate women. Because they hate their mothers. And look at it this way. Men are sex addicts. Women are sex traffickers. Daktari, Uncle Chile, let's go back. Men are sex addicts. Women are sex traffickers. So, men are looking for love in form of sex. Everywhere they just want to poke their head. That's why a man will look at a woman and say, huyu ni kimgonga. Like, if I feed on this one, they look at a woman with an ass. And instantly in their head they're thinking, if I lay this one, I'll be successful. So the only thing they have to do is to make sure they earn that sex in whatever way possible. If it means spending money on this woman so that he can earn her legs, he will do it. He will break his neck to just get that vagina. And he thinks that will be enough. So he gets it from that fat lady or that chubby or that thick-thighed lady. The next thing, he sees a slim girl, wants the same. Oh, these slim girls are so explosive in bed, I want this one. Now, he has changed his line now. He's now at the lean girls. Yeah? Now the obese one, now the thick-thighed one is now not enough. He doesn't want that one. He wants this other one. He's thinking, if I get married, I'll have sex every night. He gets married, now erectile dysfunction is coming in, now he wants to poke his penis outside. So you'll never be satisfied because from inside you're empty. And then you're looking for love from a woman who has love for children. And anytime you look for love from a woman, you're looking for your mama. So you hate that woman. So men are looking for love in form of sex. And women are looking for control in form of sex. Hello? Remove sex from the equation of most of these relationships. They are not there. Because these people don't have conversations. These people don't have anything going on apart from the sex. Now, ladies, I want you to bear witness. A man will come to you today and pretend he wants to be your friend. Actually, every man looks at a woman sexually before anything else. Hello? Every man looks at a woman sexually before anything else. You start classifying them in different categories because she has told you she's married, or she's dating, or she's your boss, or she's earning more than you, or she's older than you. Now you put them somewhere. But you're always hoping that one day a chance shall present myself so that I actually crack her. We know that. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So look at it this way. So women are always interested in controlling a man because they know the only thing to control a man is the sex. So they can hold back the sex so that they can actually get the favors from the man. Mwanamke, she will hold back the sex so that she can extract as much favors from this guy as possible. And then she will measure the amount of sex she's giving out because she knows this is her only transactional tool for controlling this man. Men are so addicted to sex and they're thinking that they can do everything for this woman until she opens up her legs. Oh, that man will do everything. That man will even hire a car to just impress you. So this is the reason why I told you, stop telling people who you're looking for in a relationship. For example, if a woman tells me that I'm looking for a guy who has this and this and this, financially stable, who has a car and the car keys, and he has to drive this type of car and all that, do you know what I'll do? I will act that role. So immediately I stop thinking about you in any other way, but I'm thinking about how to win you so that I can actually smash you and disappear. So I'll hire that car, I'll come and pick you up. I'll borrow 1,000 bob to take you for coffee at Java. I'll do everything. I'll buy you those shoes. Even if you have a child, I'll buy your child those shoes. I'll bond with your daughter or your son. Hey, open up those legs and you realize I was a sex addict. I was just chasing the thrill. I was chasing the thrill. I didn't have a father figure. I was incomplete inside me, so I was looking for love from a woman. So I was looking for my mother. That's how I ended up becoming a sex addict. That's how I ended up becoming a drug addict. That's how I ended up becoming a liar, a criminal. So you imagine in this generation, now we have to teach men how to be men. How can you teach a man how to be a man? At this moment in time, we have to teach men how to be men. How distorted is the order that now we have to sit back and teach men how to be men? I thought men were just supposed to be raised to be men, not to be taught to be a man. There is no day your father sits you down and tells you, you know how to be a man is this and this and this. You simply see how your father is behaving and you become that. So if the father is weak or the father is absent, you don't have a role model. So you're always looking for things that are not there. You're chasing a thrill. That order has to be taken back. And I'll tell you an example of how will you know that order is distorted in your family. Number one, you will claim to be depressed. You will have a false identity of depression. Oh, I am depressed. Oh, you know what? Oh, I am depressed. No, you're not depressed. You lack an identity. Number two, you constantly overreact to anything and everything. And then you quote it. Oh, you know I'm human. You know I'm human. Oh, you know I'm a lady. I'm supposed to overreact. You know that's our nature. You are quoting the spirit of evil. Overreacting is lack of an identity, lack of a father figure, and lack of a strong male in the family. Number three, you're angry. And then you say, anger is natural. I mean, all of us get angry, right? Humans are angry. I mean, yes, but I don't overreact. But I know how to control my anger. How do you control what you have inside you? It's hard. It's actually the one that is controlling you. So when you're angry, know that you have the spirit of evil. You lacked a father figure, you don't have a father figure in your home. Number four, you're playing a victim. Every time, in every situation, you're a victim. You're the one who is actually the victim every single time. Me naonewa. Hey, my in-laws hate me. Oh, your father hates me. Blah, blah, blah. Playing a victim all the time. When you're found, even caught in a mistake, you like to make other people feel guilty because you want to play the victim. Lack of identity. Number 5, you're very insecure. Your man leaves today, you're thinking, because you're obese. And you're thinking, if you see your man talking to a slim lady, you're thinking, this slim lady want to run away with my man. You become so insecure, you become very chaotic. You lack an identity. Go fix it with your father. Overthinking and insecurity, they are the same evil, same devil. These are just small demons that come from the same house of evil. You've allowed the spirit of evil to control you. Number 4, if you're a man and you're very indecisive, including going to a hotel and handing over the menu to a woman, you're basically one woman. You need to overcome the nature of your mother from inside you so that you actually should know how to lead. A simple act of being indecisive, a simple act of leading a woman, failing to lead a woman. Problems. Number 6, liars. You lie every time because you're afraid of something. Anybody who lies is afraid of something. Because if you're not afraid of anything, you wouldn't lie, right? You lie to earn sex. You lie to earn favors. You lie to play a victim. Always lying. Lack of identity, lack of a father figure. Now to the men. You are afraid of your wife. You are so afraid of your wife, you can't even correct her. You lacked a father figure. He did not teach you how to deal with the demons in the heads of a woman. There's a lot of demons in that head. If you ask a woman, if you are a man, would you date yourself or would you marry yourself? They will laugh. They will laugh, not because it's funny, because they know, I can't deal with me. So these men who are dealing with me are actually very patient. And now we have men who behave the same way. We have a man or a male, let me call them males. We have a male who is overreacting on anything. A male who is insecure. You've seen those men who pop up in your office to just see if your boss is hitting on you. Have you seen those men? Let me give you a story. Today, actually, is this today or this week? I saw. Listen to this story. This is a story that was trending all over in Kenya. So listen. At the DCI arrests 2 men in Kasarani. 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 DCI arrested 2 men in Kasarani for posing as female masseurs. Let me tell you, Maina. So DCI arrested 2 males who are posing as female masseurs. These guys who massage ladies until they get an orgasm, or these guys who massage men until a man sees his erection in 10 years. It's the first time he's seeing a strong erection in 10 years. So these guys are posing like women, and they're saying, we are female masseurs, we will work on you, and we will give you ultimate therapy. Hey. There's a guy called is it Steve Masua? Whatever. You should see how he touches men, and men are a whole husband being touched, and is like anapigwa shock. Anyway, so DCI arrests 2 men in Kasarani for posing as female masseurs online. These videos are online. Luring clients and robbing them at knife point, with one victim losing over 280,000. I see these things every time in Kilimani. There are billboards of women posing on billboards for massage and masseuse or something. So you see that, and then you decide, you know what, I want to go there and just see what happens there, because this woman who is on this billboard is looking amazing. So let me go and experience this amazing woman, because of course I have some chums, and I will decide I'm going to get a massage plus a happy ending, because this woman, they are always in red. I don't know why. This woman who is on this billboard in red, I must touch those thighs. Weak men chasing an ejaculation. They end up in those massage beds, and guess what? They are robbed clean. They are robbed clean. So imagine your order. And nowadays I even see, this is the same thing with dating sites, online dating sites. Women, my friend, don't be surprised that your wife is in an online dating site, even your husband. If all of you have to watch pornography for you to get an erection to have sex, what will stop you from being in a dating site online? Tinder is full of married men and married women. Tinder. Hey? There's another one that now you simply log in your details and then you choose a woman from where you are. Let's say it's this Kasarani, the same Kasarani. You simply put in your details and you decide, I want women from Kasarani, I want a thick-thighed woman and all that. And these women have accounts. These are like just the only fans, right? So you log in and then you request a woman from TRM Drive or from Kasarani. And then you put in the location. This woman comes on your doorstep. Now the problem is it's online. So so what is ordered online versus what is going to be delivered at your doorstep? Hey, Bamburi Mtamboni. Now I want a woman from Bamburi Mtambo. I am here at Fisheries. And then you put your location, boom, a woman is at your doorstep. It is there. If I'm lying, please say I'm lying. Iko inside. Yeah, so you see a thick-thighed, light-skinned girl, and the one who will come at your doorstep is even putting on a mask. Watch out, a mask. Why? Hey. It was online. So this is the same thing. And I saw these guys behaving feminine. They're standing in front of a car. I'm like, where is the father? That's the first question that comes to my head. Where is the father? Because if we had strong fathers, these will be men who will be building the nation, not posing as women to lure weak men like just themselves. And who knows, possibly they end up having sex with the same men. So these are the ones that when you are lishikwa to. How about those who have had sex with them? Hey. Anyway. Allow me to advertise my platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, Health and Wellness Sport is a platform on YouTube that teaches you about health. Health content pure. 𝐅𝐀𝐌𝐈𝐋𝐘, this platform on YouTube. Very interesting. Identity Fridays happen here every single day. So if you're on this platform, Identity Friday is happening here. Please subscribe, like the live so that other people can actually get the information that you're getting. Here, we're just here to have fun. We teach you something, but we're here to have fun. So subscribe to the platform. If you've not followed me on TikTok, do that. I'll appreciate. We have merchandise that we are selling, and you know very well. We have diaries, branded diaries. We have branded mugs, and everybody's loving those mugs. Amazing. You see this one? Dr. Lewis Muchile. But this one is custom made. Dr. Lewis Muchile. This one's for me. Yeah, but yeah, there are a lot of them coming up. But if you visit Brian at 𝐼𝐀𝐌𝐈𝐋𝐘 house, you'll get a mug, a water mug with the steel straw. Is very amazing. Very amazing stuff. We have t-shirts. We have fermented cabbages. We have roasted and grounded coffee. Very good grade coffee that you can actually brew and enjoy as you watch this program and using your health and wellness mug. How can you miss out on this thing? So go at 𝐼𝐀𝐌𝐈𝐋𝐘 house and make your order to support the channel. Once you support us, you're supporting a whole load of people. So we'll appreciate that. Now, on Tuesday next week, we are in Nairobi. Physical consultations are happening in Nairobi from Tuesday, that is the 22nd of this month, all the way to the 2nd of May. 2 weeks of super aggressive work. Join us, book an appointment, come in, let's have a conversation, let's show you how to think differently. We combine both the health and the identity stuff. So you can come in for counseling, you can come in for consultation about health, you can come in to actually share your story and all that. We welcome all of you. Okay, we only do that through the WhatsApp number that is 0707 0747 22. Simply send a WhatsApp text message to that number 0707 0747 22 to book your appointment so that you can actually be scheduled. The earlier the better. Okay, first come, first serve. All of you know that already. Now we have weight loss programs that constantly run every month. We alternate 3 months program with 2 months program. This month we are pushing a 2 months program, and I'm glad that a lot of you have joined in. So let's see how far we can go with that. Next month is a 3 months program starting on the 15th. You can join in using the same contact. But let's deal with these ones who have joined in for the 2 months and let's see how far we can take them. So you're welcome, always welcome for these programs. All right, if you can use the same contact to actually book for online appointments that happen every evening from 6 to 8. So you can use that contact to book through WhatsApp. Do not give a call. Simply send a text on WhatsApp they will respond to you. Amazing, right? Amazing. Oh, so yeah, so we have that. We have diaries, we have mugs, we have water bottles, we have t-shirts, we have fermented cabbages, we have coffee, roasted coffee, and then we have tallow, beef tallow and sheep tallow. We also have activated charcoal, and if you pass by our offices and at Imenti House, you'll find your activated charcoal. Soon, I told you, we're going to bring you a combination of a toothpaste that makes a lot of sense, plus some hoodies. So give us some time for that, but we'll make sure it comes to you. So thank you for supporting us. It's always amazing to have you guys. Thank you for also following us and sharing our videos. You've seen, there's a video I put up. They always bring those videos down because they know it's the truth and it's going to hurt some pharmaceutical companies. But today is not a day for that. Today is a day for Identity Fridays, where we help you overcome anger, false identities, depressive states, and these are and your parents also. Okay, so we help you understand life in a spiritual aspect in a spiritual way. So thank you so much for joining us, and let's continue. So nowadays, fathers and teachers who are even men are even unable to define a man to a child. You've seen that also, right? Imagine a father is unable to define what a man is to the son because he cannot even lead. So by the time, let me just fix this. Good. So imagine by the time a father finds need to actually define a man to a son, that means he actually failed. Because you don't need to define a man. You simply need to act the role of a man, be a role model, and then your son will emulate and he becomes a man naturally. Sasha, sisi tuko majuu, tunapata aje t-shirts and those pretty mugs? Or tungoje hadi turudi back? Yeah, we can actually organize for those mugs to get there. There are people who are in the UK and people in the US and even South Africa who have actually gotten their deliveries. So yeah, we can organize for you to get that. All right. So imagine a father being unable to actually lead from the front so that the sons and the daughters know how to behave. Because you see, a father figure is very important to a daughter because he is the first man in a daughter's life. So he will actually teach the daughter how to behave around men. He will teach the daughters how not to be taken advantage of by these males who are always chasing a thrill, the sex. But because he's weak, the daughters become prey to the predators. And they're chewed left, right, and center. And you will see that between 19 to 24, ladies are being chewed left, right, and center in the universities. And then after that, they now join what we call the hofes because they are now resenting who chewed them in campus. And now they want to punish these people. But they don't know they are punishing themselves. So they go into a hofes. Ati kugongewa. Nowadays, you have to just, ukulwe tu just aboti unagongewa. So they get into this hofes that actually destroys them. And now when they get to 28 to 30, they want now to settle down. And they want to settle down with men who have actually built character. They have built themselves to a certain extent. And now they want to call shots. These are the ladies who will come and tell you, you know what, I'm keeping myself for marriage. I can't have sex until marriage. But they have been having sex from 19 all the way to 28. It doesn't make sense, ladies. And let me tell you, there's a book that was written by Steve Harvey, The Liar. A very big liar. Lies to you in broad daylight, and you people believe that you need to keep a man for 90 days so that you can actually know if this man is serious. Let me tell you, a man who will be there for those 90 days, he will show you he's very patient, but he's very busy on the sides. So keeping a man for 90 days does not define the man. This male will be having sex left, right, and center and comes to you and tells you, babe, you know what, I am going to wait for you. Make it even 120 days. You don't have to make it 90. You know, I am here to wait for you. Make it 120 days. There's another book, I don't know who wrote that book, it's called The Power of the Pussy, that a woman is actually advising women how to use their organs to solicit things from men. That this is their power, that whatever is between their legs is their power, not what is between their ears. Where is the father? And then he writes on best-selling in New York. Where is the father? So America, calling shots to Africans, how to lead the African lives. Americans who have actually failed in the family unit. They are divorcing left, right, and center because they walk into a marriage with one foot. Marriage is an institution. Marriage is an institution. You walk into an institution knowing there are rules in that institution, and if you cannot handle those rules, you should never get into that institution. It's an institution that is ordained by God. So you should know, by the time you're getting into that institution, you should know that here there are rules, that here there's the do's and don'ts, and here there's my role. If you're a student getting into a school, you know that I'm going here and my role will be studying. So you don't get there and start asking the teacher, why am I a student? Why am I being punished? Why am I being oppressed? You see, most of you think marriage is an oppression. Yet you know marriage is the best place for a woman to actually be. So if you don't want to follow the rules of that institution, stay outside. Stay away. Nobody is forcing you into that institution unless your mother and your father are so evil. Apologize to them and overcome them. Marriage is an institution that is ordained by God. It has its own structures. It has its own rules. If you cannot handle those rules, never bother. Thank you so much, Waibara. Never bother getting into that institution. Stop going there and then start telling us what is wrong there. We don't want to know what is wrong there. If we are on the outside, we are happy here. We will make that decision. So you've seen married women always trying to tell single women, you know what, huku mzikuje. They are telling you, don't come here. Marriage is a very crazy place. Don't come here. The idea that I was sold to about marriage is the wrong idea. But they are not coming out of that marriage. What do you think they are doing there? Thank you, open mind. What do you think they are doing there? They are telling you that there is crazy, but they are not getting out of there. So what image are they painting? And now the single women on this other side, they are telling married women, oh, you are in prison. You are in prison. But the same single women are sleeping with married men. Ai, kwani ama mimi ndo wazimu. Who is crazy here? We need fathers to show us these things. So now sons are being taught to be men by masculine coaches online. Now your son trusts another man to teach him to be a man, yet you're there as a father and you're saying, the only thing that you cannot teach your son is how to be richer than you. And sons, if you want to be richer than your father, now it's time for you to look for a role model in terms of money outside your father. But that does not mean you dislike your father. You must have a connection with your father. So when you're chasing financial freedom and your father was not financially stable, you need to look for another role model. However, realize that your father will always be the main man in your life. So you must have a relationship with him. I told you last time, the moment sons send money to their mothers lose respect, or they start losing respect for their fathers because they are thinking their sons are the providers. Now tension starts from there. Tension starts from there. So when you listen to me, I'm not a mad person. the way the Kaongo said, I am not a mad person. Women are very controversial, dog. No, women are not controversial. Men are weak. Women are not controversial. Women have maintained a constant curve from long time ago. We know they have to be provided for. So if you see a woman being controversial, it basically means you are weak and you are afraid of actually telling them the truth. So women are never controversial. They are never masculine. Because the same woman who is masculine to you is very feminine to another man. You know that? So it's up to us as men to actually fix ourselves. Because when you fix yourself as a man, women will align. They don't have a problem with aligning to you. The problem is we want them to align to us in our weaknesses. They hate that weakness. Oh, women hate that weakness. They do. So you're an absent father, you're a weak father, and then you expect your children to align to you and respect you. Respect is earned. It has to be earned. So let's talk about dating. And I hope that you can actually start requesting to be in because I need that conversation with you. Okay? Dating is a welfare program. Modern dating is a welfare program. Welfare program. Because I am satisfying my ejaculation ego and she's satisfying her needs. She wants me to take her for trips. She wants me to pay her rent. She wants me to pay for her food. She wants me to do a wedding, a super wedding for her. She wants me to pay for her car bills and mechanics. She wants me to pay for her food. She wants me to sponsor her business. I saw another woman the other day on TikTok. Of course, TikTok is where we get all this gossip. So I saw another woman advising women. You know what? If you find a man, don't ask a man to pay your rent. Don't ask a man for these minor bills. He will disrespect you. Ask a man to fund your business. If he's sending you 500,000, imagine a man sending you 500,000. Bah! Hey! If you ask your man to send you 500,000 to sponsor your business, this man will respect you because he sees you as a woman who has some stature. I was just looking at her and saying, where is your man? Where is your man? Yeah? Where is this man that is actually sending these 500 G's to you to sponsor your business? Why are you alone? Why are you still chasing different men? And ladies are there tapping the screen, tapping the screen. Hey, tell us, girl, tell us, baby girl. I'm like, hey, baby girl. Baby girl is teaching you how to become a high-class prostitute. 5 years down the line, you want to settle with a man again, and you want to tell this man, I am not having sex with you until marriage. Which man? And you've been selling your vagina online. Mia, tuma mia. For nudes, tuma mia. Now at 30 you want to settle. You know what? I am now out of my office. I want to settle with a man. I want a serious man. By the way, ladies, by the time you're wanting a man, you are so desperate. Oh, you're so desperate. You want a man. Ladies are not supposed to chase a man. You're not even supposed to find a man. You're supposed to just be found. Stay feminine. Stay simple. A man will find you. That you, oh, I'm looking for a man who is financially stable. From where? That man is there, but that man does not want you. He doesn't want you. Yes, today's life is uncensored. I can imagine. How did they not censor this life today? They see me just popping up. Hey, where? They censor me. Anyway, let's have a conversation with somebody here before I continue and tell you much about this dating scene, this welfare program that is happening to our modern people. Who is here?
Hello, good evening, Doc.
Good evening, Len. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well.
Talk to us, brother.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What do you think about polygamy? Is it natural for a man to want more than one woman? Should we stick with one woman or as many as we can afford?
Why do you think
our grandfather did?
Okay. Why do you think men want more women?
For me, I think it's because of power, status, to feel important.
But there is no status in having multiple women. If any case, we don't even care about the women that you have. Your status can actually be there because you earn it. You don't earn it by marrying 2 women or 4. The only reason why men marry multiple women is because they can't handle their ejaculation. They want to ejaculate everywhere, and they think if they bring in another woman, their ejaculation they will now be satisfied. And they end up realizing now they have 2, they have to have 3, they have to have 4. Now you see, your grandfather had a lot of land, a lot of resources. So he would do that without having to think twice. But you see, now we can't live in their life. We are here now. And the reality is land is scarce. And now sex is everywhere. Sex is being marketed everywhere. It doesn't even make sense. Because for them, they wanted to spread their seeds as much as they can, which is okay. But I'm telling you this for free, brother. One woman is enough stress. One woman is enough stress. So if you constantly chase an ejaculation, you will keep on chasing women. And it will never be enough. So a man is not even supposed to care about having women. A man is supposed to care about his relationship with God, and the rest shall be added unto him. You see that?
Yes, I see that.
Yeah, so focus on you. Focus on being a better person for yourself. And then God, because if you have an identity, God will actually align a woman who will help you actually maneuver your goals. That's the easiest way to have, because God is the only one who knows who you deserve.
Okay, thank you, Doc.
You're welcome, brother. It's crazy out here. It's crazy because every time you keep on thinking about how to get into the dating pool or all that, it becomes a little bit chaotic. Good. Let me just bring down this. So having one woman is stress enough. Why would you have 2? The modern man is unable to deal with the demon in a woman's head. One woman. So how about 2? Awinja Lu. Is it Awinja Lu? Hey. Awinja. Your background is very noisy. Hey, Awinjalu. Your background is very noisy. You need to fix that background and then settle down so we can have a conversation. So let me tell you, you think handling one woman is an easy job. If you really hate your mother, you can't even handle one woman. You'll be afraid of this woman. That's why we have all these rates of divorce everywhere, because men are unable to deal with the emotions that are coming with women. They are unable to do that. But because they want to chase the ejaculation, they will always try to find another woman. So that I've actually seen most men saying that, if I bring in a second wife, the first woman will humble. She will become very humble. She will not be stubborn. Where? So you're actually chasing a thrill to please a woman. The moment you start chasing a thrill, the moment you start pleasing a woman, you're doing it the wrong way. And that's what we are doing all the time. We are pleasing women so that we can actually earn sex. Those debts that we are paying for, those vacations we are paying for, those rents, those car bills, those food bills that we are paying for because of sex. If you remove the sex out of the equation, no man will do those things. And that's how semen retention becomes very important to men, because the more you ejaculate, the more you mess up, the more you want to ejaculate. Because now you're feeding your dopamine addiction. So you ejaculate today, you want to ejaculate tomorrow. But if you hold back the ejaculation, simply have sex and get the orgasm without having to ejaculate, you will see things in a different angle. But now you. It's all about the ejaculation, left, right, and center. And you get the dopamine addictions, and now you become a weird person, because now you look at every woman and you're just thinking ejaculation. If I ejaculate, I'm good to go. Anyway, let's talk about the dating scene, the social welfare for women. A lot of people are requesting to be in. If you're on YouTube and you like to ask a question, simply make that question, post that question in form of a post there, text there. I'll read it and respond instantly. So I really wonder, when we are getting into this dating, where do we get this? Yes, hello, Monica.
Hi. I actually happened to just be scrolling and found that you are live.
Yes.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you.
So my thing is, thank you. My thing is, I know like you're coming for every gender, and I'm glad that you're calling each gender out. So, but now, like for me, my case is, I've reached a point where I'm not really sure about like what I want, because for the guys, especially the guys I've been dating or like I've dated over the past few months and years, they've made me reach a point where I'm like, I don't want to say I hate men,
yes,
because I have a brother and stuff, but they don't make sense to me anymore.
Yeah.
Like women nowadays are more empowered than the women like our mothers or like our grandmothers, and we have our own money now. And for me personally, like men have stopped making sense.
Okay.
To me. That doesn't mean that I'm now looking to women, because that's not my thing. But yeah.
So to just to be clear, you're not from the umbrella.
No, never.
Amazing.
I mean, I'm not saying anything about that, but
so for you,
I've never been,
so for you,
I'll never be.
Oh, okay, nice one.
Yeah.
So for you, the only reason why you hate men is because of your past experiences, right?
Yes, and also like the dating pool nowadays is very dirty, and I don't know, like people just want to sleep with you, and I want to make a genuine connection with someone.
But you see,
because right now,
yes,
I'm not looking for men to fill in a void in me. Like I've worked so much on myself to a point where I'm like, what are you adding to my life?
When you say you've worked so much on yourself, what do you mean? Take me through that.
Like my own self-development, like healing, going through a healing journey, healing my wounds,
Healing from what?
My childhood wounds.
Okay. Oh, childhood wounds. So how did you heal from your childhood wounds?
Yeah. I mean, it's a work. It's a long process, to be honest, because you have to be real with yourself. Have to just internalize. Also, like I'm a Christian, so like just going on that spiritual journey as well has helped me.
So allow me to ask you this: were you raised by both parents?
Yes.
And who was your father the ultimate provider, or he shared bills with your mother?
They shared bills.
Do you know the
I
order?
mean, life happens.
Okay.
So
Okay. Do you know the
at
spiritual?
some point, my mom was a provider.
Okay.
At some point, my dad was a provider. So yeah.
So what made your mother become the provider?
I mean, like my dad lost his job at some point. Yeah, and so she had a more stable job.
All right. Do you see that has actually made you become who you became? Because your mother became a provider, and you saw the strain that she had to go through to provide for your father and you guys, and now you decided, you know what, I have to become financially stable so that when a man comes in, even if he loses his job, I can still survive. Don't you see that happen to you?
Yes.
Exactly. So you are actually suffering not because you want to suffer, because we don't want to judge you. We understand where you come from, and we simply want to tell you this. You might have thought that you've actually fought through the struggles of life and your childhood traumas, but the real case is you're still there. You think you have control over it, but you're still there. For example, there's an order of God, the spiritual order of life, which is God above men, men above women, and women above children. Therefore, if you understand that order, it means no man is designed to provide, no woman is designed to provide for a man. So if you understand that, you will know already there was a weakness in your family, because your father relied on a job. Listen, men are not supposed to rely on a pay slip, because you are one pay slip away from being broke. And that will mean there'll be a problem. You're supposed to use your pay slip to get financial freedom, to buy your freedom. Once you do that, you will simply use that freedom to actually provide for those people, that your wife and your children. But because you are constantly relying on a pay slip, we get married or we marry, immediately we get a job. That becomes a problem, because if we lose that job, now we will push our women to provide. But you see, women will always provide with the hope, for the shortest period of time, and with the hope that the situation of the man changes. If that situation does not change, this woman becomes very frustrated. So your mother got frustrated because of the weakness of your father. He relied on a payslip, and now this was actually taught to you. Now you have to become independent. That's why you're actually acting from a sense of ego, saying, I have a lot, I've worked a lot on myself, I have this and that, I've become independent, and I'm thinking what a man brings on my table. Listen to me. If any case, you're just suffering from your past. Like literally, you're comparing every man who is going to come in your life to those men that were in your life before, who actually frustrated you. And the truth is, we attract who we are. So those men that actually messed you up are exactly an image of who you are. So you are unable to look in the mirror and say, you know what, this is exactly me. So I have to go and fix myself, overcome false identities from my parents, so that if I attract a man, I'll attract a man who understands the order of God. But the more you try and run away from this man, the more you'll attract this man. You know very well you can't live without men. It's just impossible. And that's why they're here. They're here because we must live with them. And they come with a specific thing that will change your life for the better. Trust me, you have a job, right?
Yes.
Do you want to have children?
Yes.
So will you be able to provide for these children all your life alone?
And I'm not planning on having children by myself, like raising children by myself.
But you said men don't make sense anymore. So how will you get those children? Will you go for a donor?
Again, like if there's no one, then I'll just stay childless. So I'm weighing my because again I told you I'm a Christian and I operate through the Christian lens.
Yeah.
And if I don't get a man, like I'm not planning on having children.
But if you're a Christian, you should understand you should never live in the past or live in the future. So if you're living in the past and you're allowing your past experiences to actually take a toll on you, it means you're not a Christian.
Yeah.
And then let me ask you this: do you have anger?
I don't think anyone can say I have anger issues.
No, forget about every other person. Just you. Do you have anger?
No, maybe, I mean, what do you mean? Like, maybe just clarify.
Do you get angry?
Like how I manifest that physically, or like, not physically, but outward, externally or internally? Are you asking about my internal situation, or how I
do you get angry?
communicate that externally? No. Okay. Who doesn't, honestly?
No. How about you? Do you get angry?
Yeah, once in a while.
So do you get angry?
Yes, I do.
So can you get angry without anger?
No.
So do you have anger?
Yes.
All right. So now, listen. This is what I get every time. People will always run because when I ask them, do you have anger? They think I'm asking, do you have anger issues? No, the question is, do you have anger? Because if you have anger, you are full of evil. Do you know that?
Yeah, I've heard you mention that a couple of times.
But do you know that?
But I don't identify. Okay, but I'm getting your point.
No, I just want to hear you saying it. Yes or no? Do you know that if you have anger, you don't have love and you're evil?
Is it entirely? But yeah, maybe.
So do you know a heart that has anger cannot have a love, because anger is the nature of evil and love is the nature of good. So you're either good or evil. So if you have anger, you're of the evil. If you don't have anger, you overcame anger, you are of the nature of good. So do you now see, if you have anger, you don't have love?
Yes, I see.
Do you see now the reason why the men that you attracted were manipulative just the same way you are? Because you didn't have love inside you. You see that?
Yeah.
And
I wasn't expecting a therapy session, but
amazing.
I really did that.
That's why this is Identity Fridays.
Yeah.
And now, so I want you to do this. You can do whatever you wish, but I highly recommend that you go and overcome anger, because once you overcome anger, you will attract a man, and you will attract a man who understands the nature of God, because he will have an identity. Then the man who has an identity understands the order of God, that God above men, men above women, and women above children. So he will not look up to you to provide. Even if you have a job and you're earning, it doesn't matter to him. He will still have to provide for you exclusively. You see that? And then above all,
you have like a step.
Pardon?
I mean, a step-by-step like process or
yes. I'm glad that you're interested, and this can actually help you also overcome your childhood traumas. So look at it this way.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with your father?
It was really nice.
Is he alive?
No, he passed.
Oh,
a couple of years ago.
All right. And what is your relationship with your mother?
So I actually take care of my bedridden mother at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Physically, financially. Yeah.
All right. But what is your relationship with her?
I mean, we are in good terms.
All right. Now that you're in good terms, I want you to do this, okay? Realize that your father showed your mother his weaknesses, because he should never have allowed your mother to provide. So he showed his weaknesses, and that weakness made your mother resent him so badly, but she didn't know how to deal with that. And now this was taught to you by your mother. So you actually adapted the energy that was coming from your mother through the. So actually you also saw that this is the man in our life, the first man in your life, and he has his own weaknesses. So it was easy for your mother to remodel you into her own image, because your father could not know how to deal with your mother. So your mother remodeled you into her own image, and you became just a mini version of your mother. So you need to overcome that. I wish your father was alive. You would actually have joined your relationship with him. You have actually mended that, and that would have been an eye-opener.
I loved him so much. I loved him so much, regardless of his weaknesses.
But you see, you can't love. You can't love when you don't have love. If you have anger, you don't know how to love. You will think you love, but you don't know how to love. So I want you to do this. I would like you to just go and tell your mother, you know what, I'm glad that you've raised me into the daughter that I am right now. However, along the way, I realized I started to resent you, and I apologize. You see, ask me why I'm telling you to do that.
Yeah, why?
Because I want you to take your identity from your mother. Because all this anger and all this fear and all this doubt is actually coming in from you being remodeled into your mother's image, and your father allowed that to happen. He should be the one who was supposed to block this from happening. But because it happened, you need to go and pick your identity from your mother. You simply go and face and tell her, you know what, mom, I've realized that along the way I've been resenting you, and it's not right, so I apologize. So you are going to apologize for resenting your mother. You're not going to say, I'm sorry, or no, you're going to say, I apologize for resenting you for no good reason. Now, whatever your mother will say shouldn't be none of your business. So that means once you say those words, God will take the anger out of you. Now you'll stop playing a victim. You'll stop saying that, you know, I'm human and who doesn't get angry, because there are people who don't get angry. So you will simply do that. Once you do that, you will overcome her nature. And then God will take the evil nature out of you. He will take the doubt, the fear, the victimhood out of you, and the anger. Now you will see things differently. You even know how to take care of her in that bed without having to expect anything and without having to pass a judgment. And now, through that, the energy that you will be portraying from inside, because you will have overcome the spirit of evil and anger, and now the spirit of good will come up in you. And now through that spirit of good, you will receive revelations. Once you get the revelations, these revelations will guide your life. So which means you will know how to take care of your mother. You will know how to take care of the man who is coming into your life. And if God gives you a chance to be a mother, you will know how to raise your children without having anger. It's a perfect state to be in. I call it perfect peace. That is what you need at this moment in time. That will also help you to overcome those false identities that you call childhood traumas. You see that? So go and face your mother and overcome her by apologizing for resenting her. Just say those words. She might not understand what you're up to, but you know very well you're going to pick your identity from her. And once you have your own identity, life shall open up to you, and I wish you well.
Is it just like once?
Yes. You simply say once, and when you say it, mean it. Simply face her once and say it, because you're going to intentionally overcome her, so that you drop her false identity.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, once you
Thank
say
you
that,
so
it shall
much.
be amazing, and you'll love it.
Yeah. Thank you for helping me on that.
You're welcome. I wish you well, and I hope that God can actually show you the light so that you can actually lead a life that is so fulfilling.
Amen.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. Now, when I've just told that lady that statement, most people will start asking, why would I tell my mother that I've been resenting her? This is the question that comes to everybody, and this is not your question. This is the question that is coming from a subconscious mind, the devil trying to manipulate your mindset and your feelings and your thoughts, because thoughts are evil at all the times. So the devil understands that assignment. So he's constantly trying to manipulate you so that you don't go and overcome your mothers. Because realize this, the reason why we resent our mothers is because they remodeled us into their own image. And this made us to resent them, because now we are a mini version of them. So they've taught us how to become angry. They've taught us how to become insecure. They've taught us their life. So we've ended up adapting their life instead of having our own life, because a child is supposed to just learn from the environment as they live along with life. But our mothers remodeled us into our own image. And once they did that, we started resenting them without even knowing, because we thought they were raising us in the right ways. But listen to this. Our mothers had anger because our fathers were weak. So our fathers did not know how to deal with the anger in our mothers. And then our mothers ended up imposing this anger in us. They sometimes make us resent our fathers with their hatred. You see that? So we ended up resenting our mothers, and we don't realize that. But if you're a man, you'll end up attracting a woman who is the exact image of your mother. That's how you know you resent your mother. And now that marriage becomes chaotic because you married your mother. If you're a daughter, if you're a girl or a woman, you'll end up attracting a weak man just like your father. And you'll resent that man to death. And because you don't know how to deal with this man, you'll channel this hatred into your children. Because you don't want this man to become a role model to your children, you'll talk these children against him. And these children will become chaotic, insecure. They will become so empty just like you. They will play victims. They blame other people. They'll be very angry just like you. So they must, all children, we must overcome our fathers and our mothers. Once we overcome them, now we can see things in a different angle. But until that happens, we will always play victims. And we will suffer in our own hell. We will suffer in our own hell. I can assure you that. Oh, we call it perfect peace. You see, most of you are thinking that heaven is somewhere up here and we'll go there and drink milk and honey. Heaven is inside you. Once you overcome the false identities, you will see life differently. You will live a perfect life. You will not chase love. You will not be fearful. You will not have doubt. You will not have insecurities. You will not have doubt. You will not have. You will not overthink. You will not expect things from people. What a life. You simply lead your life as God reveals things to you. And a day at a time. You will not even live in the future or in the past. You will always live in the present. Yes, gracefully. Gracefully, are you there? Gracefully, we cannot be able to hear you. Kindly drop and come back. Amazing stuff, amazing stuff. You see, I have dealt with different people all over the world. I'm doing these consultations and all this, and I learn something new every day. And every human being is suffering the same problem. Every human being has the same problems. They're just coming in different demons, just different demons from the same house. Mudoni Debu, hi doc. Why do some married men fight their wives? Lack of identities. They hate their wives because they hate their mothers. They have their mothers inside their hearts. They ended up attracting their mothers. But remember this, these men were running away from their mothers, right? Because they hated their mothers. Because their mothers tried to remodel them into their own image. So they hated their mothers. And the only freedom they got was to look for their mothers in a woman. And they ended up attracting their mother as a wife. Now they are looking at this wife and they resent this wife because they hate their mothers. And they don't know how to deal with the evil nature of the woman. They don't know how to deal with demons in the heads of a woman. So they revert on physical abuse. And realize this, most of these men are younger. So what happens is this, a man who is looking for love from a woman is looking for his mama. So he will get his mother. But you see, if it happens that this man who has no identity and has the identity of a mother, of his mother in his heart, if he ends up attracting a younger woman, he is always expecting this younger woman to provide for him. He's expecting this younger woman to lead him. He's expecting this woman to play a role and love him. Women don't love men. So he's looking for a mother in a younger woman. And he realizes that these women cannot provide, they cannot protect, they cannot lead. They are hoping that he can actually do these things for them. So they become so angry at this younger woman. Now they want older women. And now because they have these younger women here, they start abusing them. They start verbally. Once they start verbally, you cannot win a verbal battle with a woman. And now they go physical. And when they go physical, they blame the woman. They start saying, this woman is noisy, this woman does not respect me, and all that. So they become physical. So that physical abuse is basically this man trying to exercise his anger on a woman and exercise his insecurities. He's actually thinking if he beats up this woman, the woman will now submit automatically. Submission is earned. Respect is earned. So that's why men beat women. They don't want to beat women. They have the evil nature in them that controls them to actually beat these women. So it's not them. It's the spirit that is inside them that controls them. We are not responsible for anything that is happening to our lives. We are not responsible. It is the spirit that we've chosen to be inside us that controls us to either do the evil or do the right thing. So it's you to choose the spirit that lives in you. Doc, what if someone wasn't brought up by her mom? First things first, Egan Omwenga, understand this, that a woman cannot bring up children on her own. A woman assists a man to raise children. Okay, so if you're not brought up, okay, let me just read it completely. Doc, what if someone wasn't brought up by her mom? Should she still apologize to her mom, or in this case, we should apologize to the person who brought us up, like in the case of my aunt? Thank you so much. This is a very valid question. So number one, apologize to her aunt for resenting her because she's the one who remodeled you into her own image. You overcome your aunt because whatever you know right now is basically what you were taught by your aunt. Your aunt did not know how to deal with you, did not know how to teach you anything. So she was just trying to raise you because you are burdened anyway. And women can only love and take care of products from their own womb. So you are not her womb, your aunt, you're not your aunt's daughter. So she did not like you, but she had to do what she had to do. So now apologize to her because you resent her for her trying to remodel you into her own image. Once you've done that, go and apologize to your mother for actually dropping you there. It was her role to actually raise you together with your father. Go and apologize to your mother and tell her, you know what, I've been resenting you because you left me when I needed you the most. When I wanted you to be my mother, you were not there. You dropped me in another woman's hands. So I apologize for resenting you for that. And then go and forgive your father for being a weak. Forgive him for his weaknesses. Tell him, Dad, you know what? I apologize for resenting you because I now understand that you are weak and you wouldn't do anything about it. And I resented you for your weaknesses. And now that I know better, I don't want to resent you anymore because it's wrong for me to resent a human being. So I apologize. So 3 people. Apologize to your aunt, apologize to your mother, apologize to your father. You will have your identity, because identities are found by reconnecting with your biological father. Amazing. That's a very valid question, a very beautiful question. Thank you for that. Good, let's take one more here, and then we continue with our conversation, and then we finish it up with other people. Oh, we have 3 people requesting here, so I'll talk to V. I'll talk to Jambaka. Then I head and finish this conversation. Yes, V. Hello, V. Are you able to hear me? Why is it hanging? Why? Somebody's saying the live is hanging. Why? Is it my internet or your internet, guys? Are my people on YouTube, is it the live hanging? What if you never met your dad? What made you not to meet? Miss Liz, kindly request to be in as a guest. I'll talk to you about that. Am I the only one? No, I'm not hanging. Yeah, people are saying I'm not hanging. So people, those of you who are hanging, your internet is the problem. My internet is super awesome. Every child longs for their biological father. Hi, why do some men provide for their kids, but they don't want to associate with them? Well, don't call them men, call them males. These males were chasing an ejaculation. They ended up making a woman pregnant. They decided to take the responsibility, which is okay. They ended up taking up the responsibility. Realize this, that a man does not have to associate with his children. You see this emotional love that women want men to have? That is not how a man was designed to love. A man expresses love by providing, protecting, and leading. You see that? That's how we express love. So we don't have to be emotional. We don't have to be attached to you. A man who has an identity will not be attached to his children, because women can use children to manipulate the man. You'll be called, pigia daddy mwambie wewe ni mgonjwa, mwambie unataka bag ya shule and all that. So most men had a baby with a woman they did not even like. They were chasing an ejaculation, and apparently they ended up making this woman pregnant. So they don't like you as a woman. So they don't want anything to be attached to, which is okay. If they don't want to be attached to you or the kid, let them be, as long as they are playing their role as a father, providing by paying school fees, doing all these small things that men are supposed to do. That's okay. They don't have to be attached to you. They don't have to actually show emotional love. That's not how a man loves, okay? As long as he's providing. As I see a lot of men saying, oh, you know, my dad did not love me, my dad did not provide for me and do this and this. And then I ask them, did your dad take you to school? Yes. Did you ever sleep hungry? No. Did you have a roof over you? Yes. Were you dressed? Yes. So what were you expecting? Did you expect your father to hug you and kiss you and tell you, oh, you know what, you're my son and I love you? No. Men don't say it. Men act it. Men do it. So if he's providing for his child, well done. He doesn't have to be attached to the child. Okay? Yeah. All right, all right, all right. Is my YouTube okay? Yes, my YouTube is fine. So I see a lot of boys who lack a father figure in the home. They are picking ladies from clubs. They are picking ladies from weddings. They are dating from online. They are getting women from church. They are getting women from parties and these sex parties all through. And I just wonder, they are getting ladies from Mandamano. You saw that? So I'm just looking at them and thinking, where is this going to? Where is this headed to? It's not going anywhere, because it started from the wrong footing. What is a man even doing in a club? What are you doing in a club? Going to pick ladies in a club? Do you think there's a woman, there's a wife in a club? So you pick a woman from a club, and then you start blaming this woman for behaving the way she's behaving, for being a prostitute in your house, for bringing another man in your house. But where did you pick her? This woman did not have a father figure. She doesn't even know how to behave around a man. So you're going to actually stress her up. She wants to go to the club and you want her to sit here and cook. She wants to go and drink alcohol, you want her to raise the babies. These are the same women who will give children Piriton to let them sleep and go to the clubs. These are women who will drink alcohol with a pregnancy. This is a woman who has to fix herself because she didn't have a father figure. She doesn't know how to deal with these things. So you want her to stay there and serve you and say, oh, master. But you got her where? In a club, possibly dressing slutty. And I told you, when I see a woman dressed slutty and is walking with a man, I simply know this is a sexually starved woman. This is a woman who is hoping that this man is just acting as a stepping stone for me to get another man. Women don't misbehave with men. They don't. They misbehave when they have a weak man. They misbehave when they have a weak man. And these weak men are always hoping that these women can actually change. Imagine you in your weakness, you're hoping that this woman can actually change. A whole adult, you want to change an adult. You can't. She has to fix her identities. Yes, Jambaka.
Good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
All is well, sir. How are you?
All is well, brother. Talk to us.
Greetings to everyone. I have been picking something from identity.
Yes.
And I've been wanting to talk about it.
Okay.
You see, you say a man must provide exclusively.
Yes.
That is the way he's a man.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you have fixed us in a way that you don't buy anything from the supermarket.
Yes.
So you basically provide just getting a shelter.
Yes.
And party.
Oh, what is happening to your internet, brother? Is it your internet or mine?
But you see,
Yes.
our children, push. You see,
Mm-hmm.
can you get me now?
Yes, I can get you clearly.
Can you get me now?
Yes, I can.
Yes. So now, for people who got children and maybe spouses before fixing identity, before fixing their health,
Yeah.
we are getting it rough in a way that you find you cannot now. We don't buy anything from the supermarket.
Yes.
You go there, you find you can only buy ghee and salt.
Yes.
But children, as their mother, whom you should be providing for exclusively,
Mm-hmm.
do not recognize that as provision.
Yeah.
If you don't buy Blue Band, if you don't buy chips, if you don't take them to KFC,
Mm-hmm.
you need to provide.
Yeah.
So it's a big challenge there. How do you fix such kind of issues? Because the mother, if the mother is, for example, in my own case,
Mm-hmm.
the mother is working.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
And if the mother is not going to buy spaghetti for you, she will buy.
Yes.
If the father is buying ghee which is not smelling nice, seed oils will come,
Yes.
milk will come, rice will come,
Mm-hmm.
and before you know it, roles are changing. Now, all the supermarket, all the 35,000 shopping, that one, you remember that lady showing us that 35,000 shopping?
Yeah.
The juice and the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now what is the mother doing? And in the face of these people now, you are not a provider.
Mm.
How can you solve that?
One, stop solving it. Are they? Yeah, because because you cannot solve problems for other people. You are here to live your life, fix yourself, and then love God with all your heart and your might, and the rest shall be added unto you. When you have an identity, you learn to detach. You learn to detach because women can use children to manipulate you so badly, and they know that, and that's why they want to actually make children hate you through their own hatred. And that's what women do all the time because they're bitter about either the breakup or the relationship that you guys have, and now they have to actually side with the children, so they might stand children against you, and these children will suffer. However, one, if this woman is living under your roof, your rules are your rules. If she fails to follow those rules, bro, drop that woman. That is one. Because it's your roof and your rule, it's your kingdom, your empire. So therefore your rules are your rules and she has to adapt to it. If she can't adapt to it, she has to find a way out. Now, number two, provision does not mean you buy unhealthy foods. Provision means buy food. If they want to eat it, they will do it. And listen to this. The reason why I say that children are better off when they are raised by the fathers and the mothers is because that order will be maintained. The order of God above men, men above women, and women above children will be maintained. And that means these children will have a role model in form of a father. So they will just adapt to what you are doing. They will learn by observation and imitation, and they will adapt to that. And that's how a father raises children. But in a case that a woman has left and doesn't want to come back and wants you to go and visit the children and then bring in all this unhealthy food that she wants, do not do that. Do not. Do not. Simply pay school fees direct to the school. Make sure your children are dressed up. And that's it, bro. You can even open an account and put some sanctions on it so that they can only withdraw certain type of money from that account for the sake of the welfare of the children. But money for the school is paid direct to the school. That is how you do it. You don't have to provide anything. She decided to work and decided to detach. It's time for you to actually allow her to just suffer in her own hell. Because there's no relationship between you and the woman. It was just sex. And because she failed to actually step up in terms of raising the children under you, now she has to suffer in her own hell. So you simply take a responsibility of your own children and move on.
Yeah, because even you find children now see they like if you don't if they don't have a phone, you're not the best father.
No.
Maybe the uncle so and so is better.
You see,
because his children has better phones. No, you don't look like a provider anymore.
Well, you see,
in their eyes.
But you see, the truth is, you are the father, whether they like it or not. They are the ones who are suffering, and they have to come to you and apologize for resenting you, so that they can actually get their own identities. Listen, you don't have to submit to the will of the children. Children are supposed to submit and respect you, not the other way around. So you do what is needed, not what is wanted. Whatever they want is what they're asking for. Whatever they need is what you're providing. Shelter, clothing, school fees, and food. So do what is needed, not what is wanted.
I am guided, sir.
Amazing. So you buy sweet potatoes, buy some pumpkins, buy some meat, and restock there. If they want to cook it, let them do it. If they don't want to, no problem. And then simply do that every month. All right? Let them think that KFC is the best food. But one day, when they will suffer their consequences because of the resentment, they will have to find you and apologize. Possibly they'll find this channel one day and they'll come and say, you know what, Dad, I am really sorry for resenting you for no good reason. But do not be attached to your children, because you will be manipulated so badly. Do not attach to your children. Do not be attached to your wife. Do not show emotional love. Simply provide, protect, and show leadership as a father, and keep moving. And that can only be shown when you have an identity. You have forgiven your mother, and you've apologized to your father, and now you have a relationship with your father. And now you receive revelations on how to lead your life and how to live with these demons in their heads. So you don't have to worry about anything.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Awesome story. Awesome story. So listen, guys, men in the building, never ever attach to your children. Showing an emotional kind of love to your children is not love. Is you trying to actually show weakness. They will resent you for that. They will resent you for that, because women and children don't like to be emotionally loved. They want to be led. They want to be provided for. They want to be shown the way. And when you just fall into their trap and start submitting to their will, it means you've become the woman has become the man. A problem. A problem, a senior one for that matter. So you must have an identity to know how to deal with the evil in the woman, and also to deal with the demons in your children's head. Because those demons are put there by angry women. And they are put there by an angry woman because she was angry because you as a man, you became weak. So our weaknesses make women resent us and they become angry. These are things that will not be taught in church. Your psychiatrist will not tell you. Your schools will not teach you. Your parents will not teach you, because all that you've been taught has been wrong all the way. Oh, they told you the wrong idea of God. So now you have this idea of God in your head, and now you go ahead judging people because, you know, I'm a Christian. I'm a radical Christian. If people don't read the Bible and people don't pray in tongues, they are evil. So you're going all through. You're just judging people along the way. You're thinking you're the better one. You have an idea of who God is. So you actually model God into your own image. You are evil. You have anger and you're still saying, I'm a Christian. You're still empty, looking for love, looking for a marriage and relationship, looking for children to think you'll be satisfied. Taking tithe to the church so that you can actually get a job. So you're actually demanding for things from God. Guess what? You are simply giving tithe to your father, the devil. Praying so loud on the mountain, telling them, you know what? I am in the spiritual aspect of life. I'm performing my Lent. I'm performing, it's a Lent season, I'm performing my Lent, so I don't need noise. You're just praying to your father, the devil. You're going to the church, you just slept with the father, and then you're going there, is the one who is actually pretending to serve you with the Holy Communion. You are evil. You come out of that church, you're speaking evil against other people, you're lying. You're so insecure because you're thinking maybe the usher is sleeping with your husband. You as a man, you're there looking at your wife and thinking, why is she wearing this way? Is she just here to please the pastor? You are in church. You are texting other women. Eh? You are there. You just send a nude as a man. Imagine a man with a pot belly. You just send a nude in a group. Eh? A work group. And you send there a nude. Now you're struggling to delete and nothing is happening. Yeah. Where is the father? False identities all over. False identities all over. Huh? As a woman, you're sending nudes to younger boys. And unfortunately, you end up sending the nudes on your status. Now, we are forced to see all this. Tawe bwana, tawe. So now we have to call you and tell you, hey, Mama Nani, what is happening? You guys are sending nudes all over. What is happening? Yeah? Who told you to actually go to? Yeah? Why are you on WhatsApp? Why are you on TikTok? Now look at your nudes are now everywhere on Telegram. Yeah? False identities all over. Please. Trust me. Wewe. Kwa group ya church, na wewe ule, you're always in church with like a coat, very slim fitting coat, and when you sing, because you've just taken your ginger and your lemon in the morning, you're singing at the top of your voice, and then in the evening, boom, you just decided to send nudes in a church group, and these guys are like, hey, Mama Kanisa, please, Mama Kanisa, hey. Your evil friends are thinking, hey, Mama Kanisa leo, hey, Mama Kanisa, we need to pray. We need to go to the mountain and pray. Mama Kanisa just made it worse. You guys, yeah? You've just come together, a group of evil people, trying to just console each other on the mountains. Hey, anyway. So let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of men paying rent, buying cars, taking women for vacation, and spending a lot of money on women. These are the same men who in their 50s, they will suffer the consequences, because all this money can be used to invest so that it can actually act as a retirement plan. But you will do this, specifically people who are working in the public service, in the government. They will do all this nonsense. They'll spend a lot of money because allowances are coming in there and they're so corrupt. So they'll spend all this money, and as they spend all this money on women, and then they want their children to come in as a retirement plan to them. They don't invest, they don't do nothing, they're just sending women on vacations and all that. And now, when it matters, they have retired. Now they are under a tree in the village. They are hoping that their sons can actually come in as a retirement plan for them. What a waste of a seed. What a waste of your seed, my friend. What type of man are you? Waiting for your children to come in as a success project for you. Now you took your children to school. You don't want them to develop themselves. You want them to come in and act as a retirement plan for you. In the village. So you pay all these bills to women. And you know what? Women resent these men. Because you show a sign of weakness. Because you're doing all these things to earn a vagina. Men are doing all these things to earn a vagina. And women have realized that, and they use the vagina as a transactional tool. So what they do is, they will hold back the sex so that these men keep on doing what they are doing. They know, because men are sex addicts and women are sex traffickers. So it's always a transactional thing. This is the reason why people are in marriages and they are always cheating. And let me tell you something, men. If you cheat, which should never happen if you have an identity, never, ever, because you'll be reminded. Human beings never forgive. Human beings will never forgive. They never forgive. Never, ever think of doing that. Never cheat. If you cheat, if you actually feel like you need to cheat because you're relying on your feelings and you're chasing an ejaculation, dump that woman. She will resent you for some time, a few times here and there, but it will be temporary. she will end up respecting you because you are truthful. So you dropped her and then you went up and did your things. But now you want to cheat with her here, and you think this woman will live with you all your life with that lie. They will never forgive. Oh, they will never. Oh, they will never forgive you. Just the same way men never forgive cheating. Oh, it will come up every time. In every argument, it will come up. Every argument, a slight argument, that cheating episode will come up. So human beings are evil to an extent that they cannot forgive. Even if any case, humans don't have the ability to forgive. It's God who forgives. So don't expect a human being to forgive you just because you said, I'm sorry. So this is the men who come and tell you, your wife has told you, you know what, just be honest with me. You know, I love you, baby, just be honest with me. And then you decide, oh, you know, babe, you know, I slept with the nani. Unajua nililala na nani bana. It was the devil. It was the devil. Why? Where? Hey, that's a weakness. It will never be forgiven. And nowadays I see every woman is telling men, trying to buy attention of men by telling men, a real man does this, a real man does this. If you do this, you're not a real man. Let me tell you, there's nothing in this world like a real man. There's nothing like a real man. Do not be manipulated by that stupid statement. There is no real man. There's just a man. You're either a man or a woman. Not a real man. What is a real man? Oh, a real man pays for debts for a woman. A real man respects women. It's not in the nature of a man to respect a woman. No, because respect to a man is earned. So men have respect for other men who earn more than them and who have a higher social status than them. They will not respect a woman because there's an order of God. There's an order of spiritual order of life. That spiritual order demands that the woman respects and submits to a man, that the children respect and submit the mother. The other way around is love, provision, protection, and all that. So you cannot change the order of God. You cannot change the spiritual order of life. Yeah, to later mature man. So you cannot lure a man into loving you or doing what you want him to do just because you're calling him a real man. Although a real man drives a BMW, a real man drives a Mercedes Benz, a real man takes a woman on dates, a real man builds a house for, a real man builds a woman. There's nobody who's coming to build you. Find an identity. You don't have one. Find it. What of manipulative parents that says because they gave birth to you, you are supposed to take care of them. They are so entitled to your finances. Seen so many videos of people complaining. Don't even care about the videos. Care about us. The reality is, parents are constantly using their children as a retirement plan or as a success plan. So they are succeeding through their children. If your father was a doctor and or let's say a nurse, he wanted to be a doctor and ended up becoming a nurse. So he wants his children to become doctors because he wants to succeed through them. So he will push these children to do everything to become doctors. That's an evil move. He has to fix himself. This is the reason why most of the children in medical schools, they smoke bang, they never finish school in time. They are the ones who are actually leading demonstrations. Yet they know how much is being spent on their school fees. They are leading demonstrations. Why? Because they didn't like what they are doing. They were coerced into these courses. So they resent their fathers for this. So a parent who is trying to actually control the finances of the child is an evil parent. Just the same way, mothers will always try to know who the son will marry. Aunties will always bring somebody in so that you marry that person. They are evil, they are suffering in their own hell. And let me tell you, ladies, your mother cannot teach you how to treat a man. She can only teach you how to treat her man. That is your father. So your mother cannot teach you how to treat a man. Go and find out on yourself. Go and fix yourself. Apologize to her. Move on. Apologize to your father. Find your identity, and that will attract your man. But your mother cannot teach you how to treat a man or how to behave around a man. Because she only knows how to behave around your father. And you're not going to marry your father, are you? So if your aunt is teaching you how to behave or how to become a good wife, she's teaching you how to become a good wife to her husband. Because she only knows how to behave to her husband. How did she know how you should behave to your husband when she doesn't know your husband? So your role is not to actually submit to your aunt's will. Your role is to stay feminine, find an identity from your parents, and through that, God will align a man who will take care of you. And men don't need so much. They don't. Oh, parents are so manipulative out here. And you guys call them, you've labeled them toxic parents, right? Oh, thank you, Kate. So you've labeled them toxic parents. And they've labeled you toxic children. You've labeled your siblings, toxic siblings. These are just false identities. You are the toxic one in every relationship. So go fix your identity by apologizing to your mother and apologizing to your father. Amazing. So men, use that money that you're trying to invest in a woman who you're actually dating. Dating is just trying to know somebody. So if you're investing in a woman you're dating, why are you investing in a woman who will disappear anyway? You know very well you're simply investing so that you can actually earn the sex. So why don't you invest in something that will be actually used when you retire? Why don't you buy real estate? Why don't you build a house? Why don't you invest in yourself? Because investing in yourself will mean you're actually investing in yourself for them. So why are you investing in a woman just because you failed for the pressure? If you have a lot of money and you want to waste on a woman, invest in something. Go fix an MMF somewhere. Buy treasuries and bonds. They will come in handy to help you, because this same woman who you are trying to invest in, the moment you stop investing in her, you will know her real image. And women, stop investing in men. Because when you build a man, this man will build a younger woman. Hello, ladies, stop investing that you're supporting your man. Your support is in helping him raise his children. Maybe spiritual prayer, you pray for him and do all these things. Just make sure that his life at home is easier. But if you're thinking you're supporting your man so that you can actually build empires together, this man will stop supporting you. He will now support a younger woman, because men are designed to build women. So when you build a man, this man builds another woman, a younger one than you. Now you start coming here with quotations and Bible verses and putting WhatsApp status to tell us how, Stop investing in men. If you're investing in a male, you are his mother. If you find yourself loving a man, that is your son. Stop doing that. Stop. You will remember me. Trust me, you will remember me. You will think, this guy was shouting here. You will remember me. I can assure you that. Then you'll come here and I'll tell you the same things. Go and apologize to your mother and apologize to your father to get an identity. From there, you'll see how life changes. So take care of yourself and be who you are. Simply just work on yourself. Why would you invest in a woman yet you're just buying sex? And ladies, stop listening to those online influencers that are actually lying to you. That your man is supposed to build a business for you and you're supposed to be independent, or you're empowered. You're empowered from what? Did you know your grandmother was so empowered than you are? You are educated, but you're not empowered. You've been educated to become an educated fool. So you're thinking just because you earn a few coins, you're now independent. Men don't make sense. Where? Yeah. Even those men who are supposed to work to earn that money, it's never enough. So yako haitakuwa enough. Trust me, it will never be enough. You must find an identity and fix your identity with God. Get your life in order. Once you do that, everything shall align. The rest shall be added unto you. Stop chasing the rest. Just chase the truth. Be honest with yourself. Stay young, stay calm, stay patient. Stay patient. Don't be afraid to be alone, because goals are personal anyway. Stop getting married just because your friend did a wedding. A wedding is not a marriage. A wedding is not a marriage. By the time they are doing that wedding in front of people, they're actually struggling. That's why they open a WhatsApp group, so that we can actually help them attain their goals. And men, I told you last time that if you cannot afford 80% of your wedding bills, you cannot afford that woman. She's not your woman. You're struggling. So you're pleasing her for the sake of the sex. You're buying the sex. And she knows it. That's why she's telling you, I have to do a wedding, I have to do this type of this. And she's putting standards to you. You are the one who sets the standards, because it's your relationship. Therefore, she joins your empire. And she knows if she's joining this marriage, she knows she's married. She did not marry you. So she comes in knowing that there are rules here that she has to submit to. If she cannot, it's okay. She can be outside. But look at you, lowering standards. It's just that I have so much high expectations about a romantic partner. One, romance is evil. A man is not supposed to romance you. A man is supposed to show you love by providing, protecting, and leading you. Most of you want romance, and you confuse romance with provision. So this man lies to you. That's why most of you are still suffering in this hell. Because you want romance over the reality. The reality is he providing? The man can kiss your forehead every morning but doesn't provide. You're the one who is providing. Is that what you want? Number 2, stop thinking that a man is your partner. He is not. There's no partnership in a relationship. There's no partnership. This is not a business. It's an institution. So join in knowing that you're joining an institution. Okay? Yes. So stop thinking that. And then number 3, stop expecting anything from any man or anybody, not even your father. Because our expectations are the reason why we get hurt. Our expectations are the reasons why we get hurt. Because when you expect things from people, you want them to behave in a certain way that will actually serve your needs or your demands. If they go away from that, you become angry. But you see, anger is just inside you. So these people actually help you to exercise your anger. So you must overcome that anger. You must stop expecting things from people. When you have an identity, you will not expect anything from people. Because when you expect something from someone, it means you are empty. So you're hoping that these people can actually come in and fill that void. It's not possible. Okay? Amazing. Yeah, we're coming to an end of this conversation. I hope you've learned something new from this conversation. And this is just amazing. It's always amazing to have a conversation with you. Well, let me fix myself. Yes, deal with yourself, fix yourself, and expect nothing from anybody. Once you deal with yourself, the beauty about it is people get to align to you. Okay? So allow me to help you know how to deal with yourself. Number 1, go and apologize to your mother for remodeling you into her own image. Number 2, go and apologize to your father for allowing your mother to remodel you into her own image. So this is what you say to your mother. Mom, or mother. Stop calling your mother mom, mommy. Mother, I have realized along the way I've been resenting you for no good reason, and I apologize. That's simple. Just say that. Mother, I am glad you've raised me into the daughter that I am right now, or the son that I am right now, but along the way I realized you have been resenting you, and I apologize. You're saying that because you know your mother remodeled you into her own image. So you're going to apologize because you resent her and you realize resenting her is a problem, is a mistake. So now you apologize for making the mistake. Number 2, face your father and tell your father, you know what, Dad, I am glad you raised me to the son that I am or the daughter that I am. And along the way I realized because of your weaknesses, I started to resent you. And now that I know better, I apologize. Once you say that, whatever your father says should be none of your business. Allow it to go in and get out. What you're doing is you're going to pick your identity from these 2 people. And once you do that, God takes out their identity, gets off these false identities. Your mother's identity is gone. Your father's identity and weaknesses are gone. You'll never have to worry. You'll never have fear. You'll never be doubtful. You'll never overthink. You'll never be depressed. You'll never live in a future that you don't even have. You'll never live in a past that is gone. You'll never pass judgment on people. You'll treat everybody the same, regardless of who they are. Okay? And now once you do that, that's what you call knowing your value. And now from inside you will have something that I call perfect peace. Now this peace will, 1, guide you on how to live your life on a daily basis. You will always stay present. And the revelations of how to live your life will start immediately. Number 2, you will not need advice from anybody because you will get the revelations on how to live your life through your own identity. Because God reveals things to you through your identity. But if you don't have that identity, it becomes a problem. Because he cannot reveal to you. Remember, God does not speak to people. He's a spirit inside you. So he reveals things through your identity. So you must find that identity from your parents for you to allow him to work with you. And through that, you'll do good because we are controlled by the spirit that lives in us. So we die from the evil spirit, we resurrect in the spirit of good, and that spirit guides us. And also that spirit will protect us against the evil nature of human beings because most human beings are evil. But you'll never hear them saying, I'm evil. You'll hear them saying, I'm an addict. You'll hear them saying, I'm this and that, but they'll never say, I'm evil, because the spirit of evil inside them cannot allow them to actually come out true. Once you do that, your life opens up to new things. You'll attract people who have the same identities and same energy. And now, all of you will never use each other for sex and for manipulation. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? Is that not the life that all of us want to live? But look at you getting angry every day. Look at you blaming people for your own problems. Look at you thinking that, oh, you know what, anger and anger issues are the same. Look at you running away from the truth and lying. Look at you being corrupt. All these issues are coming. Look at you having fear. Look at you being so indecisive. Look at you having insecurities. Look at you even thinking you're depressed because somebody read a DSM to you and told you you are depressed, and now they put you on antidepressants. Look at you expecting things from people. Look at you looking for love. It is so much shameful. We must walk out of that anger. We must overcome the spirit of anger in us. So we're going to do about 2 people, and then we call it a night. The last people. Yes, Makandi. Makandi, are you there? Makandi, you're muted. Kindly unmute your microphone, Makandi. Makandi has decided, you know what, I'm not speaking tonight. Let's talk to Vanessa. There's a lot of you who have requested to be in. Unfortunately, because of time, we cannot take all of you. It's difficult to do that. Listen, all of us have different problems, and they need to be fixed. But the only one who can fix your problems is you. That's why I never impose my truth on you. I never impose this on you. I simply recommend that you can actually do that. Vanessa.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Vanessa, are you there?
Oh, yes. Anytime. Why caught on me? What's it called?
What is Vanessa doing?
Okay, we will be Instagram.
Vanessa, be careful, we might end up can't join, I'm working. But why did you request, Vanessa? It's you who requested. I've also seen Lamek requesting. So ladies and gentlemen, let me do last 2 people. If you have a question, the last question on YouTube, you can ask it before we disappear. And remember this, on Tuesday next week, we are in Nairobi for our physical consultations. We've posted the number that you can actually contact us on so that we can actually fix your problems in Nairobi. We help you overcome most of these things. Yes, Lamek.
Yes, Dr. Lewis.
How are you, brother?
I'm doing well. Good job you're doing right here.
I appreciate, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute, a couple of years. I'm glad, and this is a good progress. So, there is this, I'm actually, I have this concern.
Yes.
I mean, it's in relation to what you've been talking about.
Yeah.
I was here earlier on.
Yeah.
But I haven't kept along with it, but I think it goes along the same line.
Yes.
There is a situation where parents have a kid, and they possess these characters.
Yes.
How do I tell? Like, it's more like there's a thin line between jealousy, possessing that jealousness, and being selfless. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah, I do.
Will you say that is something that a parent is capable to mend along, or it's something that someone now has to learn when they grow up?
Good question. Now, realize this. Every emotion is coming from the thoughts. And all thoughts in your head are evil at all times about everything. Except the thoughts that are practical and they're functional. Basically, like right now, we are having a conversation. So therefore, every thought that is actually involved in this conversation, that is the only true thought. Every thought that is in the past and that is sending you into the future is a false thought and is a lie. That's the devil manipulating you. Therefore, feelings and emotions hail from thoughts, which tells you most of the feelings that we actually have are lies. Being attached to children is a wrong idea of how to raise children. No parent should be attached to children, because when you attach yourself to children, you submit to their will. That becomes a difficult thing, because if you're a father, you are unable to raise these children in the way that God wants you to raise these children. So the best way is to seek an identity from our parents. Once you get an identity from our parents, now you'll receive revelations on how to raise these children without having emotions and having the attachment. It becomes easier. So most of us have the emotional love because inside us we have our mothers. And that is the problem. So when you have your mother inside you as a man, it is difficult for you to actually deal with the woman that you have, who is the mother of your children. And number two, to deal with the demons that are coming from the head of your children. And now the emotional love will block you from a reality. Raising these children becomes a serious problem. So you must overcome the nature of your mother and then overcome the nature of your father. Now you'll see things in your own way and how God wanted it. And now through that identity that you've just adapted, God will reveal to you on how to actually raise and behave around your children. That is how it's supposed to be.
Okay, I think I understand a bit to that point. Let's use this example. Let's say from the beginning, it's something that has transcended over the ages.
Yes.
I mean, and I can still see that it's still happening in real life, like right now. A situation where someone is capable of just, let's say, for example, like Cain and Abel.
Yes.
See what happened in that situation.
Yeah.
That was a brother to another.
Yes.
One sacrifice was commended good, and the other one was not really wasn't commended.
Yeah.
And in such a situation, one person let anger overcome them. You see?
Yeah.
And they couldn't be able to deal with that. In
Yeah.
that situation, are you seeing this person like now and it goes on up to this very moment. Like such scenarios, is it something that a parent is capable to tame from an early age? How about this something now you
Truth
how do you deal with such a
truth
situation?
is most parents are unable to deal with that because they don't know how to deal with that. You see, the truth is this, brother. Let's say you have a wife, and then you have children. Now, the only way you can raise these children according to God's will and how God wants it, and in the right way, because the right way comes in by you having an identity with God. So for the only way for you to raise these children in the right way, you must have an identity. But most of the parents don't have these identities. So we teach children things that we know better. And the things that we know better are not the realities, because we are also taught by some other person. We are taught by our fathers. Our fathers were taught by their fathers. So it's actually being passed from generation to the other generation. So therefore, there must be somebody who will break this curse. And this curse can only be broken if there is some truth. There must be truth in this relationship. Look at it this way. Even those people that you're saying, Abel and Kel, all of them had anger. But you see, this guy allowed his anger to actually manipulate him and control him. And that's what most people are going through. All of us have anger because we are born from the nature of a woman. And from a woman, there's emotions, there's anger. Anger is an emotion. So therefore, the only person who is supposed to deal with the emotions that are coming into the children from their mother is the father. So if you have a stoic father, he will know how to actually instruct the woman to raise his children. Because remember, the woman is coming in to help the man to raise the children. So if you know God, you will understand the order of God. Once you understand the order of God, that means you will teach your woman how to raise your children. But if you don't, there will be still bring rivalry, because the woman will start to divide these children according to who does better. You even seen that there are children who their mothers treat them better because they have a better job. And those children that don't have a better job, but ama wale wenye ni kidogo they are wako tu hapo, their mothers will treat them very, very awkwardly. So they start to divide the children because of that. Because you see, the one who is providing to the mother respects the most. So therefore, it's the father to actually make sure that this emotional thing is not getting into the children. Because these children will start to resent the mother. If they don't kill each other because of what the mother is doing, they will kill the mother. So therefore, a father is very important because he's the one who comes in to block these emotions and this mess. But most of the fathers are weak. They know about God because they've read about him in the Bible, they've been taught in the church and schools, but they don't know God. That's why they have anger. And this anger is channeled into the woman, and the woman channels into the children. And now the children suffer. So yes, you can tame it, but you can only tame it when you as a father, you have an identity. But if you don't have an identity, how will you tame it? So you must forgive your mother, and then forgive your father, and then now you have an identity. Now you know how to deal with these things.
At what point, as in, do you feel like as an individual, at what point they are capable like to understand their identity and manage themselves now, not with the guidance of their parents, but themselves now. They have a full understanding, like, okay, this is the person who I am.
Yeah.
I can control my anger to this level, and this is the kind of love I'm capable to give, and this is how I'm capable to receive, you know.
But you see,
At what point as a...
You see, every child has that hole of feeling in them of their father. If their father was weak or absent, every child has that hole inside them. They will always be looking for something to fill that hole. That's why they end up in wrong relationships. That's why they have anger. So the moment you realize you have anger, and you have to be true with yourself, because you must start by actually knowing yourself. And knowing yourself means you have to get into adulthood. You must suffer the consequences. You must actually get into problems here and there. And once you get into the problems, that's when you seek God. And when you seek God, He manifests. So God is always trying to manifest Himself because He's inside you as a spirit. So He's always trying to manifest. Anytime you have a problem, He manifests, you get better. Anytime you get into a hole that is shitty, He comes in, saves you. So until you start paying attention to yourself, you will not understand these things. Because if your father did not teach you these things, then now you have to find yourself. You have to find your path on your own. That's a difficult process. Like for me, I had to find my own. And now this came from somebody just telling me, you know what, you behave like a woman. And I got so upset with him. So when I got upset with him, at some point I felt like, why is he telling these things to me? So I sought out to him to know why he said those things. And then he told me, go and forgive your mother. And when he said that, he told me he was saying that intentionally because he knew I resented my mother. That's why I behaved like my mother. So when he told me, go and forgive your mother, I told him, but I don't have anything against my mother. And then he told me, if you don't have anything against your mother, why don't you just face her and apologize to her that you've been resenting her? I thought it would be easier because I have a perfect relationship with my mother, but it was the difficult one. The most difficult thing I've ever done was that one, just to face my mother and overcome her. So you see, there are signs that will always come in to show you that actually something is wrong somewhere. But you must pay attention to yourself, know yourself better. Once you know yourself better, you'll know where to fix. And if you're lucky to have a stoic father, he will actually teach you how to do these things. But again, dunia itakufunza tu.
What I'm saying, this is in a situation where it is a perfectly constructed family. Like there is a father, a mother, and the kids they have been raised. But regardless, I'm not trying to. Those situations where there is a missing father, there is a missing mother, so they have to deal with a lot. And then probably they have to realize that at a very later age, some beyond 30 and all that, struggling with, Yeah. But now in a situation where there is both a present father and a present mother, but still regardless, these people, like I don't know.
But you see,
it just happened.
But you see, the fact that they are present doesn't mean they are playing their roles. Most of us are raised in families that have a father and a mother, but our fathers were very weak. They didn't know how to deal with our mothers because their mothers taught them that. So their mothers remodeled them into their own image, so they became women and they attracted their mothers in marriage. So most of us come from a dual parent family, but they didn't know how to deal with each other. So they were just there but very angry in that marriage, and that was portrayed to us. So you see, so it doesn't mean that just because we are coming from a family that has two parents, they understand the order of God. No. Because how many are coming from a family that has both the father and the mother and they are sharing bills? A lot of us coming from such families. But if you understand the order of God, if a father understands the order of God, that God above women and women, God above men, men above women, and women above children, there's no way this father will allow the woman to actually provide. There's no way this woman is expecting a woman to love him. But most of our fathers were actually looking for love in a woman. So they ended up marrying their mothers. And that's where the mess came in. So until they get to realize that, they cannot change that order. So children will have to suffer until they find themselves out. And also our fathers were still suffering until they find themselves out. So everybody's just fighting their own battles until they find their path.
I understand. Yeah. What you're saying is actually true. It's very possible. Like you could not get that from an early situation. Like now, at what point, like, do you feel as a person? I know it's not a specific question.
Yeah.
Like there's some who get like exposed to spiritual matters at a very early age, which is actually very, very helpful. And then now it's hard to understand. Spirituality again at a younger age. It's not you can understand like the teachings and all that, but now being able to understand and experience it, that's where you start now to understand like the real kind of person, like the person you are.
Yeah.
What age, like at least from what age do you feel like then you have an understanding of the person you are and how to deal with these things?
The weird part is there is no age. That's the weird part. There is no age. There are people who will find the order of God at 50. There are people who will find the order of God at 2 years because they had a strong father and their mother submitted to their father's will, and that's how they got raised into spirituality. The problem is most of us don't get to learn spiritual aspect of life from our fathers. We learn it from church or schools. That's the problem, because the father is the earthly representation of God. So if you're thinking of it like I have to get to a certain age to realize the truth is always with you. But we are always running away from the truth. So the truth,
Yeah.
you are born with it. You are born with the spirit of good, but somebody taught you the spirit of evil when they were raising you. So what you're going to do is to overcome this spirit of evil once you realize that actually I'm suffering because of things that I have control over. Because all of us have been free all through, and we are always free. But we have never allowed the spirit of good to actually live with us and serve us. So we always live in the prison of death and the prison of evil because our mothers taught us that and our fathers allowed that. So there's no a particular age. As long as you know yourself better, the only point is you must know yourself. And that doesn't matter the realization time. It doesn't matter the age. So you must know yourself, and once you know yourself, it becomes easier for you to actually find where you have to fix. But if you don't know yourself, that becomes a problem. There are people who will know themselves through this life. There are people who will know themselves through another person just like me. There are people who will know themselves through their own fathers. You see? So it depends with who will actually show you the light, because God is always trying to show you light through people. So it doesn't matter the age. Yeah, it doesn't matter the age. As long as you find it, the earlier the better. But there's no specific age that you'll find the realization. There's no specific age.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Amazing,
I'm
man.
glad. Endelea bwana. Nzuri sana.
Amazing, man. I appreciate that. And thank you for those questions. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, awesome. So you see, you don't sit back and hope that, when I get to 30, I'll get realization. No. Realization will come to you as long as you seek God. Because all of us know at the end of the day, we have to seek God. But we are always running away from that. So the moment you start seeking God and knowing yourself, that's the moment you realize yourself, oh, kumbe, I've had all these problems. But there are things that I have control over. So therefore, you just find your identity by going to forgive those people. So if you get that identity from this life, well done. If you get it from somewhere else, well done. But the light will always show its way to you, as long as you seek it. As long as you seek the light, it will come to you. Trust me. And there's always light. The weird part is if you're in darkness, you identify with the dark, you'll never want to see the light. And that's what we are. We always resist the light. Those are good questions. Okay, let's summarize this up. And we're going to take a break for the next 2 weeks because we'll be in Nairobi, and the schedules in Nairobi are a little bit crazy. So yeah, if we manage to have a live in Nairobi, well done. If you don't, well done. David. David, are you there? Hey, David has decided we listen to music. David is somewhere taking 2 for the road. 2 for the road. 2 for the road. Who is this? When you come to Nairobi, I'll be on standby. Amazing, Lamek. I'll be there. I'll be there from Tuesday next week all the way. Susan. What is happening to these people? Susan, are you there? I think this is the time we call it a night. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an amazing 2 hours and 30 minutes of these conversations. I hope that this conversation get to teach you something, and I hope that you can actually learn a lot from this, because when you learn something from this, you can actually get to fix your identities from it. It is very hard for you to find your path alone, but trust me, the same God that actually showed light on me is the same God that will show you the light. Simply allow him to work with you. Find out who you are as an individual, and through the ways of finding out yourself, God will show you the light. I can assure you that. One thing you should never do, never resist the truth. Jackton.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
All is well. Talk to me.
Now, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It is related to what you are talking about. You find that in a family, you find that maybe a parent is love one kid more than the other one.
Yes.
But you give an example where the one is maybe is more rich, or maybe has been privileged in a certain way. So we can get that that's the reason why the love may be shifted towards him or her. But you find that in a case where all those children, let's say all of them are still young, they have not gotten to a certain maybe level of education, they don't have job, all of them are still at home. And you'll find that in a family, the one child or maybe two is more loved or preferred, and most of the privilege are given to him or her.
Yeah.
What brings that?
Evil nature of parents. Most parents don't know God. They know about Him, but they don't know Him. So they are evil. That's why they're dividing attention. It's the same thing. Like a woman has children with a different man, and then when they separate with the man, the woman decides to marry another man. So the attention has to be divided between the children and the man, and that's the problem. So most parents did not know God. Our fathers were weak. They didn't know how to deal with our mothers, and therefore they ended up not knowing how to actually handle their children. So they are thinking that children are retirement plans for them. Now, when a child blossoms, one of the children blossoms, they end up giving attention to this child because they want to associate with what is good. Yet all these children are theirs, so they want to associate with what is good, and that's the evil nature trying to control them. So all of them have the spirit of evil inside them and is controlling them. So you as a child, if you're the one who is neglected, you don't need to care about anything. What you need to do is to fix yourself. So what do? You face your mother, you apologize, you overcome her. You face your father, you apologize, you overcome him. And now you go out and start fixing yourself. Because through that, you will get revelations on how to live your life. You'll not care about them anymore. The problem is we are so emotional as children, and we expect our parents to love us that much. You see, we want that emotional love. We want to be given attention. Why do we want attention? Because inside us we are empty, because our fathers were weak. If our fathers were strong, we will not be empty from inside. So therefore, go and apologize so that you become complete from inside, and now you never have to want the attention that is coming from them. That is how you deal with that. So you don't complain and whine all the time. You simply go and face your mother. Now that you realize they actually siding you, you simply go and apologize to them so that you overcome their false identities, so that you will never treat your children the same way. But if you go ahead with life without apologizing and for resenting them, you will treat your children even worse, because you will have adapted the spirit of evil. So yes, our fathers and our mothers were evil, and they are still evil. And until they forgive their parents, they will always be evil. They will not know how to deal with us.
Okay, in this situation where we have to say 2 children or 3, and they grow up, and at certain age, maybe at adolescent, you find that one become rebellious. It disturbs the parents a lot. So you find that maybe the love of the parent shift from this child because he's more troublesome than the rest. So you find that the parents love the other one, and so then treatment for maybe giving them better things than the other one, which is troublesome. How can you handle that?
The child is not rebellious. The parents were weak. It's that simple. So this child, whether you resent or you become rebellious or not, you still suffer. It's not your parents who are suffering. It's you who is suffering from inside. Because that rebellion is hailing from a scent of evil, anger. And that anger is taught to you by your parents. That's why you must overcome your parents. So if you still there, you stick there and saying, I'm rebellious because they don't like me, they don't do this. Bro, they put a roof on you, they fed you, they took you to school. So simply do you. Go and apologize, overcome them, find your identity. Now go find your path. But you can't be rebellious and accept these false identities that are coming from the spirit of evil and sit there and do nothing. You have to find something to do anyway, because your rebellion is just you burning in your own hell. So if you rebel against your father, then what? You will suffer, because you must have a connection with your biological father. Whether he was weak or not, you must reconnect with him. And the only way to reconnect with him, to go back to the father, is by apologizing to your mother and overcoming her, and apologizing to your father and overcoming him. So there's no shortcut about it. And all of us are suffering from the same problem. The messed up identities, the lack of identities because of our parents.
I get you.
Yeah, so we must apologize to our parents for resenting them. Once you do that, bro, the spirit of rebellion will get out of you, because it's an evil spirit. It's just a simple demon coming from the same house of evil, and the evil is inside you. So overcome it. Okay? And parents should do better. I've always said parents should find an identity. Actually, the best way to find an identity is before you marry. Because once you marry, the next thing coming in is children. So if you don't have an identity, why are you even getting married? Why are you even marrying? Because you're marrying somebody who also doesn't have an identity. That is just a union that is full of chaos. And then you go ahead and do a wedding, another chaos. So before you marry somebody, before you even start dating, you must find an identity, because that identity will help you attract the one for you. Once you attract the one for you, it will be easier for you to maneuver the life. It will be easier for you to raise the children together. You will teach a woman how to raise your children, and that will be easier. But look at you, you married a woman who is rebellious already, because from the family, she didn't have a father figure. So she's coming here and you want to teach her how to be a wife to you, when she doesn't know how to behave around a man. It's chaos, and quick fast, you have children now. So what do you expect of those children? They'll be just a mini version of you, very chaotic, very emotional, very angry, and they will turn against you. Same problems, just a different house. Same problems coming from the same house of evil. So until we overcome that house of evil, it's going to be chaotic. Well, I'm doing the last one, then we call it a night. And I've seen what, these names that you people adapt. Names that have crazy denotations. You can't even know if you're a man or a woman. People on TikTok, can you make that 100,000? The likes, make it 100,000. And people on YouTube, make it also maybe 100 or so, because we want it to make sure it's... Yes, but what is your name?
Yeah, I'm Paul.
Paul, why do you have this name?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Why do you have this false name?
No, that's just a hustling thing that I used to hustle.
So what does this name depict?
No, it's just a brand name. It's a brand name, actually.
So why don't you just use your name, like Paul?
Like I use it in I do writing.
Okay.
So I do take exams for
right.
students abroad.
All right. Amazing. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've been following you up since 2023 and before.
Amazing.
And since we started with the dieting,
Yes.
so now we are here.
Yeah.
So I just have a question. So like on this identity,
Yes.
like how do I apologize to my mom who has temper issues?
Yeah.
And anything you raise is reacted directly violently.
All right.
What do you do?
One, understand that your mother is actually suffering in her own hell. She has the evil in her, and the anger is actually the spirit of evil, so it's controlling her. So do not pass a judgment on her. Allow her to suffer in her own hell. That is one. Number two, stop calling her mom. Call her mother. Number three, do you have anger?
Yes, I have a lot
Yes.
of anger.
So don't you think your mother has just remodeled you into her own image, and now you became as angry as she is?
I've been listening to the live today, and I think that's what
Yeah, it's very true, because she has even made you become afraid of her, because you're thinking, if I tell her this, she'll overreact. That is not your thoughts. Those are her thoughts, and that's the evil in your head. So what you do is, how old are you?
27 currently.
Perfect. Very good age. Simply go and face her, and don't care about what she will react to or how she will react. Simply go and tell her, you know what, I've realized along the way I've been resenting you and I apologize. If she chooses to react with it or overreact, it's none of your problem. It's her problem, and you should never worry. Like, for example, if I steal your phone, right, and then I start running, and then you chase me, and then you catch me, and then I return your phone. Once I return your phone, I start abusing. I start telling you, hey, you're so broke, you can't even afford a phone. Why are you chasing me all this way because of just a small phone? So you buy another phone. Do you care?
Yeah.
Why would you care when you have your phone already?
Like for someone like me, like according to how I've been listening to your live, I think I'm very vengeful, and I think I need to change.
You don't
I
have...
don't forgive, and anything done to me, I have just to revenge. Either way.
Oh, but that's the nature. But that's the nature of all human beings. They don't forgive because we don't have the ability to forgive. Because inside us we have our mothers, so we have the spirit of revenge, the spirit of anger. That revenge is coming from anger, the center of anger, and that's the center of evil. And that's why I'm telling you, that is just a false identity that you adapted from your mother. So you see, you're even accepting the false identity by saying, I am vengeful. You're not. That's the devil trying to control you to think you're vengeful. So what you need to do is to overcome the spirit of evil inside you. And the only way to overcome that is to face your mother and apologize for resenting her. You simply tell her, I apologize for resenting you for no good reason. And whatever she says should be none of your business. that anger will be taken out of you, that emotion will be taken out of you, that false identity that you are adapting, that you are vengeful, will be taken away from you. The insecurity, the doubt, the fear, they'll be taken out of you. And it's a natural process. Your only role is to actually show God that you want to overcome your mother. And the only way to overcome her is by facing her. Don't be afraid of her. Face her and overcome her by apologizing for resenting her. Once you've done that, face your father. Is he alive?
Yeah, but we meet almost, at least, we can meet only once in a year for less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, you don't even need to meet him all year long, because he's your father. He's not your girlfriend. So you simply go and call your father and organize to meet him. Once you meet him, tell him the same thing. I've realized that along the way I've been resenting you, and I don't want to resent you anymore, because you'll also want to become a father one day, and you'll not need your children to resent you the way you're resenting your father because he's absent. So you face him, you call him, you face him, and you tell him, I've been resenting you, and I'm tired of that. I apologize. Now, whatever your father will say should be none of your business. Once you say these things to those two people, you will have your own identity back, because you will have reconnected with your biological father, who is your earthly representation of God. When you reconnect with him, it's not like you'll pick his weaknesses. No. You will not pick his habits and behaviors. You will simply reconnect your spirit with his spirit. And once that happens, you will know perfect peace, because through that you'll be knowing God. And now all your life will become very clear and very intentional, because God will be guiding you through the identity that you've just received from your father. And until that happens, it becomes difficult for you to see the bigger picture.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't if he's far away from the country, you can make a call, maybe a FaceTime, and you talk to him over the phone. But if he's in the country, organize.
I resented him because sometimes I napitana tu naona ndio yule jamaa.
Yeah. And you see, and you see you're suffering because you resent your father. Imagine, would you want your child to pass you that way?
And I don't even like how he does things.
Yes.
But according to the way I've been listening to your life, in some way I think I'm becoming him, because I also like to stay alone.
Yeah.
The way he stays alone.
Yeah. And you see, chances are very high you are resenting him for his weaknesses. And nobody wants to be resented for your weaknesses. There are things that you do that you will not want people or your children to resent you for doing. Alright? You will not want your children to resent you for resenting your father. So therefore, go fix that relationship. Now, listen to me. Just because you've apologized to him does not mean you guys have to be buddies. You don't have to be friends. That's the problem. People think when you forgive somebody, you people have to be friends. No. When you face your father to apologize, you're not going to mend your relationship and your friendship with him. No. You're going to pick your identity from him. That's why you make it short and clear that I'm here to apologize for resenting you. Whatever he says should be none of your business. So now you know that you're resenting your father, and it's not right to resent your father. You simply face him and apologize for resenting him. It's not right to resent your father and your mother. But they made you resent them. So now that you know, you don't blame them. So you simply go there and tell your father, you know what, I am sorry for resenting you for no good reason. I apologize. Because you understand, he was in his own weaknesses. He couldn't do anything about it. He didn't know how to deal with your mother, because he ended up attracting his mother as a wife. He didn't know how to deal with the demons in the head of your mother. He doesn't even know how to deal with you, because he's thinking that he failed as a father and as a man. So you don't have to resent him for that. And now that you realize I've been resenting my father, you face him and tell him, I'm tired of resenting you, I apologize. So you're playing reverse psychology.
Okay.
You see that? But you must start with your mother, because you are a true image of your mother right now. The emotions, the anger are basically a woman's nature. So you have a woman's nature inside you. The weird part is you will attract girlfriends or a wife who is exactly the image of your mother. Very chaotic, very angry, very unstable in terms of emotions, and he will stress you to death.
Because I've been listening to you and I've realized even the people who are trying to be in a relationship with, just the same, like they're just my mother in some way or another.
Yes.
Their reactions, and
you will always see your mother in them. And you see yeah. And you see the bad part.
Because of asking me some simple questions that my mother used to ask me, like, "Metoka wapi?"
Yeah.
And I feel like you're trying to ask me the same questions my mother used to ask me a long time ago.
Yeah, you're thinking like I'm an adult. Why would you ask me where I'm coming from? Like I'm the man, you see? But by the time...
like, who are you with? And such questions. I was very, very much pissed off. And I just realized I was just acting the same way.
Yeah, that's how it happens, brother. When you resent your mother, you become just like her. And when you become like her, you attract who she is. So you run away from her, but you attract her in a relationship. and this becomes very chaotic. So therefore, you must forgive her, to apologize. Once you apologize to her, you overcome her nature. That nature of hers disappears in you, and now you'll attract women who will actually respect and submit to you automatically, without having to force them to do that. But now you're attracting your mother in a relationship. That's why these women want to control you. They want to know what you're doing, where you're coming from, because they're acting as your mother. Because for you, you are seeking a mother's love in every woman. And as you seek a mother's love in every woman, you suffer, brother. So therefore, you must overcome your mother and then overcome your father. And through that, there's a woman who will align to that. And you live a happily life ever after.
So in this case, after going through this process, I'm supposed to end all relationships I am in?
Don't even worry about the relationships. You worry about getting your identity. Some of those, actually, all those relationships will just end on themselves. You not struggle to end a relationship. I've gotten an identity, so I'm dropping you. I don't like you because you're behaving like mother, so I'm dropping you. No, you'll not do that. You will simply, once you fix yourself, you will start to attract people who have the same vibrance. And the beautiful part is, these ones who have false identities just like you were before, they will fall off. They will just get out themselves because they'll get tired of you. They will think you're in a cult, and some of them will speak evil and they will leave. But when they speak evil, you will not be threatened. You will not even react to it, because already you will see that coming. So you will not have to dump anybody, you will not have to hurt anybody. You will allow them to just suffer in their own hell, and they will drop off by themselves. And then they start blaming you because they are in the evil state, so they will blame you. But you will not blame anybody. Your life will move on.
Okay, thank you so much for the advice.
Yeah, so at this moment in time, worry about fixing your identity. Don't worry about who will stay and who will leave. That one, leave it to the identity. You worry about getting your identity from your parents. Once you get that, everything shall align. Because what we are seeking is, we seek truth and the kingdom of God, and the rest shall be added unto us. And once we reconnect to the biological fathers, you're already in the kingdom of God. Now everything else will align to that. And that will be amazing.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. You're welcome, brother. I wish you well, bro. So ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an end of this session. This session cannot end. I told you this is the biggest show in the world. Yeah, it's the biggest show. So if you've not subscribed on this channel, it's called 𝐷𝐀𝐌𝐈𝐋𝐘 on YouTube. Go and subscribe on that channel. We run a live on that channel every Friday at 8:30 until late night. It's a very, very amazing show. I hope you've actually learned something new from this. We'll keep on doing the same things. We'll do over and over until it sinks into your head, because we want you to actually see the light that we actually saw. And it's an amazing place to be. Having perfect peace is the best place to be in. Thank you so much for everybody who has sent us a super chat. Thank you so much for everybody who has liked the live, everybody who has contributed in form of M-Pesa or that, anybody who has actually been here, seated there listening to us all these 2 hours and 51 minutes. Thank you so much for being an amazing audience. I hope to see you again when we come out from Nairobi. We come back from Nairobi. I hope to see you also in Nairobi for the physical consultations. I hope to see you at Imenti House purchasing our merchandise. And may God bless you, may God protect you. But most importantly, stay present, because you don't have a future, you don't have a past. Stay present, stay present, stay present. Always wake up to do a silent prayer. Before bed, go do a silent prayer, because it will help you to separate yourself from those evil thoughts. Okay? Do a silent prayer, stay present, keep doing you, keep fixing yourself, keep finding yourself. And then go and apologize to your mother and your father to overcome their false identities. And through that, God will show you the way. You will never need advice from anybody. God will protect you, and that's where we need to be. Perfect peace it is. I wish you well and have a good night, and we'll see you. Ciao.